Good morning, family. It is Thursday, the 29th of September. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture.
Politics.
As defined by the culture. You have a very good lit hosts, Ig Beavers. Let's go ahead and introduce ourselves.
Well, it's your boy Big Marsh from the east side. You know what it is already. Looking forward to the morning. What's wrong with you, man?
What's that?
Huh? Oh, go on.
You're very jumpy this morning.
Am I jumpy?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Is it?
Yeah.
Just a small bit.
Yeah, we
All
like
right.
it. You see, we're here for it.
All right.
We're here for it.
Here for it,
Hopefully
yeah.
the energy stays through the show.
Let's go.
It is your favorite shade queen, my own royalty.
It's your boy Jumpy. Mr. Jumpy, big man use. TDA, the home of popular
Culture.
politics.
And they call me E-Man, pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
That's right. Yeah, so something Brent did earlier that reminded me of Margs, because sometimes I forget how, like Brent and Margs are basically the same people, just different skin tones and, things of such nature. So basically, Brent and E-Man, you know how obviously we went to meet Margs yesterday at the train station, right?
Mm-hmm.
So someone at the door? So he told us like where to meet him, right? So me and Yusuf get there, whatever. So Yusuf like, let me message Margs and see where Margs is. So what was the first thing you said to him again?
I can read it.
Yes, please.
I'm on the
Yes.
platform.
Wait. Actually, wait. Before I do that, let me tell you why this reminded me of Margs. So Brent is basically trying to center us in the camera, right? So he must have said. So Yusuf asked him, like, is this a new system or something? Brent says, nope.
And that's it.
No, that's it. That's the end of the sentence. That was it. Just nope. But yes.
Yo, bro, you at the station? Question mark. Yes, sir. Where exactly? On the platform. All right.
What platform?
What platform?
That's all he said.
I'm like, I'm going Greg's. Cool. I'm looking for Greg's. You gone up the escalators? Not yet. I'm coming up now. And then meet us on the escalators, and then I turn around and Margs is standing right behind me.
Literally right behind him. Because I saw someone stand so close to Yusuf here, but I didn't want to tell Yusuf because obviously, like, Yusuf is a big guy, so I didn't want him to turn around and then he accidentally slaps the guy and then the guy falls down. Do you know what I mean? So I thought ahead. It was Margs the whole time. The guy that was too close was Margs.
Yeah, and there was a guy right behind Margs that I thought was his brethren. I was about to spud, but for some reason I decided not to spud him. And then he walked off. I was like, I thought he was with you. I thought he was like one of the Just Hype guys or something.
Because the thing is, when I saw that guy that Yusuf was talking about, is who I thought was standing too close to Yusuf, right? Because I feel like there's escalators etiquette. You should stand, there should be 2 steps in between people. Like, don't be all big, like, relax. So that guy had like a space between him and Yusuf.
Yeah, but I ran into it.
Exactly. Do you know how childish that is?
Like, I ran into it. So I got there just before you got on the escalator and I jumped in front of him. You get me? But
That's
he should have
ridiculous.
moved back. He should have moved back.
He should have moved back. You could have knocked the poor boy out. He was already on the escalator, so he was behind Yusuf already. That's ridiculous, man.
And then don't you remember how you noticed me? Because I popped my head behind you.
Oh yeah, because I was bitching about Margs here, and I was like,
That's the thing.
yeah.
That's what was bitching about Margs. Margs was there the whole time.
Then he did it. Kevin Hart was like, yeah. 'Cause I was like, how can he just say yes, I'm here on the platform? Like, what platform? I was like, Margs is so silly, man.
Give me some more detail.
And the whole time he was right there. Man, a few words. Absolutely love it. How's everyone doing today?
Come on, man. I had this covered, man.
Of course.
Yeah, all good, man.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
Well rested, ready for the world.
I don't know about well rested.
I'm trying to go gym today.
Nice. You are going to, or you're trying to go?
I'm just gonna try and go. I'm gonna go.
You need to be exactly. Because you need to be intentional about things. Yes, you're going to go.
I'm gonna go.
Love it. Yusuf, how you doing?
I've got a bit of a headache. We got home kind of late yesterday. It was a long day.
Yeah.
Long day of traveling.
It was a long day. Shout out Hype though.
Yeah, shout out Just Hype, man.
How was it?
Yeah.
It was a fun day, man.
It was really, really cool.
Yeah, it was really good, man.
I was saying to Marks how, like, I feel like each thing that Marks is involved in shows a different side to him. So it was nice to see him in his, ambassador creative director type vibe, and he was, he was a different light. Listen, Marks is upper class. What?
Right, Marks. It's a bit too dark over there, man.
Different light. Look at you.
Looking like Brent.
Esther just told you something, and you realize that sunlight is not basically exposing the image properly. So you've turned it wrong. You've clocked it, and you haven't answered the question because you're in your head. You're like, what do I deal with first? What she said, or this problem of this light right behind me, brother? Please do something. Do something. You can see the image.
Yeah, you have to move.
Stop cutting back to me. If you stopped cutting back to me, I would have fixed
So
it.
the thing is, when I do it, you're aware that it's a problem. Without me
I'm
having
aware.
to say
Why do you
anything,
keep
you
cutting
now
back to
know
me?
it's a problem.
1 second. You know I'm aware, yeah, and you can see that I'm aware, yeah. So why do you keep cutting back to me? Why don't you just let me fix it?
I don't like how it is that you did Yusuf and Esther yesterday. So I'm not making no protest.
What's that? How did you guys yesterday?
Nope.
Oh, you're
Yes.
talking about
Yeah. Brent is fighting far rights.
Yes.
Okay, let me keep complimenting you while you sort out your lighting issues. Not you coming up with a cable. Goodness, you actually can't get the staff. This is ridiculous. if your iPad's about to die, I swear I don't want to hear it.
No,
But,
it's not. We're good.
Okay, good. But yeah, so it was nice to see Margs in his executive role, in his businessman attire.
yeah, attire.
Well, I mean, he was wearing a tracksuit, but that's Margs' brand, really. But you know what I mean? Like, he had his business head on. Do you get what I mean? So that was really, really cool as well. Yeah, we shot some good content.
Yeah, it was fun, man.
So how did he come across? Did he come across like he is an ex-gang member?
No,
Did
he's
you
like,
get that vibe?
this is the boy in charge.
All corporate, all director vibe?
It was giving corporate, it was giving director, it was giving the man to go to, the man to delegate, the man to.
My G.
It was here for it.
It wasn't giving all of that, bro.
Don't diminish my thing.
Yeah,
Don't
it
diminish
was.
my thing.
Listen,
You're gassing it too much.
I'm really not. I can't really talk too much because of my circumstances, but
Why?
Marks, that would not give women the ick. That's all I'm going to say to you. It gives you brownie points. If you get it, you get it.
It was a good day. We shot some good content as well. Them episodes.
Yeah, we
are
did.
good.
We did.
It was
Shout out
really
to Marvin and Taser as well. Taser was late. He
Taser done
he fell asleep on the train and ended up in Derby.
Well, he missed the first anyway because he went on the train bus when he was supposed to be in it.
Yeah.
Then he's got the later train, and then he fell asleep and missed his stop.
Yeah.
Woke up in Derby, rude boy.
Yeah.
We didn't start filming till about like 4:45 yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, we were just chilling
Yeah.
for ages.
Yeah, literally. It was crazy. And then we thought Marvin wasn't coming. And then it turns out Marvin was coming. They were like, oh, Marvin's going to be super late. But then Marvin got there before Taser anyway. It was really cool. But shout out to the Free Shots guys. What was it Marvin was saying? He said how he shouted us out somewhere.
He did it on the pod.
On the pod, okay, yeah. So shout out to the Free Shots guys as well.
Yeah, and even the Just Hype building is cold.
Yeah,
man.
it was
so,
really,
it's
really
so
cool.
fun. It's like, you know how the Google offices are so like fun. With
Yeah.
bare different things to do. It's like that.
Yeah, it was really, really
Yeah,
cool.
sick still.
They had swing chairs.
I saw all the
So lit.
places you would have taken pictures as well.
Yes.
So I missed out.
Look at him.
It's some good content.
Like, ah.
That's at least 5 days worth of content you
I was
missed,
like,
E-man. Can't lie to
You
you.
might be like, Esther.
Brent, you see what you done? Brent, you see what you done?
Anyway, did you see Mark's office?
No, Mark hasn't got
Did you
office.
see Office?
Sorry, I don't know why I did that.
You know exactly why you did that.
This guy's a
You're a
hater.
shit stirrer,
He's a
bro.
hater.
It's like your invitation has been revoked for the next time.
Man said, did you
To be
see
honest,
Marcus' office?
in my head, like he populated like a lot of that building, so he should really have an office in it. So just a little nudge to whoever's listening right now.
And we didn't see it because it was in the works.
Get that
It was
sorted.
being worked on,
All right.
so we didn't see it.
There's enough space in the building, to be honest. I'm gonna
This is
swear.
it.
No, there definitely is, you know. Yeah.
Oh, there's bare space.
No, there is a lot of space.
And obviously we got some free gear as well. I'm wearing one of the tracksuits I got
Yes.
from yesterday. You know what I mean?
We've
This
got some. I love a good goodie bag.
This blue is blueing.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Go on,
Guys,
Brent. Go on, Brent. Talk.
Yeah, we didn't bring anything
Sorry.
back for you. So
No. I love the fact that it is. I asked the question when everybody was here yesterday. I beg you, help me out, you two beautiful people.
yeah,
When it turned out that the plans had changed,
yeah.
did I not put it to Emmanuel that I am willing to go up to Leicester with him?
Yes, I believe so.
And what did he say?
I don't remember.
I
I'll
don't
go.
remember.
Yeah, he said. I remember. He said, yeah.
Go on, Esther.
He doesn't really mind. You
Indifferent,
decide.
right?
Yeah.
Immediately, like, yeah, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how my mind works. If it is you're indifferent, I'm not doing this. I'm going to
Yeah.
make a decision.
Yeah.
And I made a decision.
But to be on the objective side of things.
I don't mind.
Of course you do. I don't care if you mind. I'm saying either way. I'm asking your permission. What do you think this is? The way you phrase the question to E-Man,
Yeah.
that you kind of made the answer already. Because if he had gone against what... So you said to him, E-Man, would you like to go up to Leicester or would you like to stay here where we have 1,001 things to do?
Yeah.
If Emmanuel had said, let's go to Leicester, now he looks like
The one who
he ain't trying to work.
You know what I'm saying?
So you kind of set him up.
No.
But and he also made it seem that if we go, we're wasting our time.
Yes, you
going.
yes.
100%. It was my time.
This is what
My
I'm
time
saying.
was being wasted.
And you even made the point of, so, Brent,
But we
Where you
said
going with
when
this?
we left that, we know Eman wanted to come.
yeah, Emmanuel definitely wanted to come.
Eman wanted to come.
If you didn't
And-
phrase it,
and you ruined his fun. You wanted to come.
wait. You know what you're looking like now, right?
Who?
You're looking like a woman right now.
How?
what's
Because
wrong with being looking like a woman?
No.
Not on
he's a
Oloni's
man.
day.
Because he's a man. He's a man. And he knows what I mean.
Oh, dear.
All
Okay.
If they've left, they just said they left and they were like, oh crap. Brent's just ruined Emmanuel's fun.
Yeah, basically.
This is how you, that's how you move. If it is that you
You're
want
just
to
killing
go,
me,
you
yeah?
just said it.
No, but
When
obviously,
Brent's gonna be like, no.
But they say you're panty man. But talk to them.
No,
Whoa, buddy.
You're a pussy hole. Talk to them.
No one's saying that. You understand?
That's not the vibe you're getting?
No,
that's
not
the vibe I'm getting.
No, it's impossible.
Your vibe is off.
It's impossible.
We ain't
It's
say that.
very off. You just want to start chopping the intro.
This
You
is
want to
crazy.
wait to the topic of the day. Nothing.
I think you don't want to wait to the topic of the day.
Nah.
Yeah, that was yeah. But thanks, hype. I'm just hype for the freebies.
Yeah.
So what else did you get? I'm curious.
I got 3 tracksuits.
Yeah.
As in the
Three?
number 3, yeah.
3.
Yeah, that would be both of y'all's.
Man,
Too
you be
bad.
looking after them. Good.
Yeah, love it.
Come
Invite
on,
us up
man.
again. We got fed.
We got fed. Them chicken wings.
Ooh, I thought about them this morning.
Them chicken wings were
Serious, no? They might be like some of the coldest wings.
No,
in
they
the
are.
land.
They are.
What, did they have
They're not
cauliflower wings
normal.
as well?
No one's doing that. They ask silly questions.
No one had
You
that.
would have actually had to starve
You
yesterday
was starved still.
because the options were given. None of them were
Hold these
vegan.
chips, Negro. Hold these chips.
Honestly, hold the chips
Hold the chips.
and a bottle of water.
Ain't no
That's it.
plant-based
That will
nothing
hold
over
you.
here.
Yeah, them chicks. The chicken wings were banging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, when we move into our building, there's some ideas we want to steal from there.
Yes,
Apparently
absolutely.
there's a swing or something.
Yeah.
There's like a conference
It's a conference table, a circle
Like
conference
circle,
table.
but the chairs are all swings.
Oh,
It's dope.
it was the best. At one point, I was starting to get dizzy.
It's dope.
It was lit. I promise you.
Bruv, they've got the car from Only Fools and Horses. in there.
Yes.
It's just there.
The Church's Independent Traders vehicle.
Yeah.
They've got it there.
Got it.
3-wheeled van. Do
Yeah.
you know how sick that is?
That's why we were talking about that on the way there. as
We
well.
actually
Right
were,
at the
yeah.
store, isn't it?
We were,
Yeah,
yeah.
we did actually. I didn't even clock. We proper did, innit?
Yeah. We had a lot of Oracle moments yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, we had some good one-on-one chats
We did.
and some good group chats. You know,
Yeah.
we had a team meeting.
We had a team meeting.
You know what I mean? We had
But with you. We'll be talking about this when the live goes off.
Yeah, we had a team meeting, guys, and you guys are in trouble.
Yeah. We've got some things to discuss with y'all. Yeah, but it was a really, really good day. It was really, really fun. We did a shoot as well.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, I saw clips of those.
It wasn't really a shoot. It was like 2 seconds.
It was a shoot. I'm adding that to my list of things I've done. It was a shoot.
Model.
Yeah, it's a shoot.
Dead
Take
ass.
pictures and they're gonna use your images. That's a shoot,
Yeah.
man.
Listen, watch my Instagram bio when that shit comes out. I'm a model now. Book me. But no, it was really, really fun. So
It was a
that
full
was really
day.
fun.
What's that?
It was a full day.
It was a full day.
Yeah, it was a full day.
Yeah, it was a full. We never got back till like.
Nighttime.
Yeah, I didn't go home until like 9:30.
Yeah, I never got home till after 9 as well. Still,
Yeah.
See, I got home at 11. It's crazy.
It's a big full
Oh yeah,
day.
you had to come in.
Yeah, because I thought I was gonna go to the other pod thing.
yeah.
That's why I drove.
Yeah.
So if I knew that I wasn't gonna make it in time, that's the thing with not being able to see in the future. You just don't know. Do you get what I mean? So I had to come all the way here, pick up my stuff. No, because if I knew in the morning that I wouldn't make it there,
How would you know that?
that's what I'm saying. That's the problem. I need to be able to see into the future,
You don't have the ability.
and that's what's a shame. That's what I'm upset about.
Okay.
It'd be great.
It would be great.
It would be because
Life wouldn't work, but
I think it would work because
How would life work
sometimes,
if you
yeah.
look
So,
at the future?
for example, when I want to go out, sometimes I don't know what to wear, and so I always wish that I could skip ahead, see myself already at the event, see what I'm wearing, and then it just saves me a lot of time now.
You are so funny and you don't even know it, you know.
I'll be honest with you, it's really one of the, it weighs heavy on my heart. I'm not even joking.
Esther was arguing yesterday, bruv. I said, women can talk.
You didn't know that with me on
women
here.
can argue. I could just the only girl there as well. Like
Do you know what?
like every opposing view went to Esther because she was the girl, and it was just like venom.
Don't ruin my brand. Venom.
It was venom though.
Marks.
Her and Marvin were.
Oh yeah, the little back and forth with her and Marvin was cold though.
Yeah, but it wasn't so much arguing. You know, when you see a black woman who's outspoken and knows what she's talking about, it comes across, as argumentative. No, I was just making points.
No, I'm not trying to frame you as this, angry black woman or anything like that.
Oh, absolutely not. I know you wouldn't.
I'm just saying you have strong views.
I do.
And you're not afraid to voice them.
Absolutely not.
Stands on them.
Yeah. And so I'll be honest, sometimes I do have moments where I know that I'm wrong.
Oh, all the time.
But it's not all the time. You need to relax. you jump in a bit too much. You need to relax.
And you just stand firm in your wrongness.
I have to. Because sometimes I'm able to be like, you know what, actually, put my hand up. But sometimes I'm like, nah. I'm riding this till the wheels fall off. I said what I said.
I hear that.
But yeah, I love it.
Is that what all y'all do?
Who's y'all?
The men.
Riding our wrongness. No.
I think you guys have had moments.
If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, innit?
I think you guys have had moments.
Like what?
I can't remember now. We do this every day. I can't remember what we talked about yesterday. I don't remember what we talked about 5 minutes ago. But I think everyone has moments where they can see the other person's side where you're just too deep into it that it's just like, what?
I'm never 100% wrong.
The thing is,
That's
if
debatable.
it's an opinion-based conversation, then that's just your
there is
opinion. If it's a factual conversation, then if you're wrong, you're wrong, and you just got to just pipe down.
Yeah, but then I'm wrong and strong in opinion-based conversations.
You can't be wrong and strong if it's an opinion.
Yeah, but like when you can see someone else has said something that makes more sense. So, do you get what I mean? So it's like you could really just be like, actually, do you know what? I get what you're saying.
I hear you, because some opinions do seem more logical than others.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if it can't be proven to be a fact,
I guess that's
it's
true.
a point of view,
then
who are we to say that you're wrong?
Yeah,
But I'm allowed to say I've got a better opinion than you.
Of course you can. If you feel like, if you feel that way, yeah.
You can say it.
Yeah.
Am I going to accept it? That's a different situation.
And also, I feel like if your opinion is agreed by the masses, then you look like you're the person on top.
But in reality, maybe you're all just as clueless as one. In the country of the blind man, the one-eyed man is king.
If it's 1 versus 100 on an opinion-based conversation, you look like the pleb.
Yeah, but I'm strong
I love that word.
You are all idiots.
What's that?
Makes sense. I'm strong enough to stick with my opinion and say you are all idiots.
So if it was 1,000 against 1,
then this is 999 idiots.
and that's wrong and strong.
And that. And that's that on that.
Only if I'm right though.
Yeah, but you always think you're right. So where do we go from here?
You just got to follow my lead, man.
Ridiculous. But Ben, what are you gonna ask?
Yeah, with the wrong and strong stuff.
Yeah.
Hold on, the mic, please. So.
Can you hear me?
It was,
Can you
like,
hear me
it was like an echo.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, yeah, with the wrong and strong stuff. Like, I've kind of seen you in different conversations and forums, right, Esther? And I don't always see you as someone who takes pride in not looking to change her stance if more information has been given to you that makes more sense. Is it just when you feel as though someone is looking to get at you in conversation that you say, all right, cool, this is the stance I'm making and I'm not going to budge from it?
Yeah, I think sometimes I feel like someone trying to catch me out. If someone's calling in to say I'm wrong and strong, bitch, I'm a fight. Don't you dare.
Yeah, the issue is I feel like
Don't call in an intro.
I feel like people are reluctant to learn in the moment and
Yeah.
change their mind in the moment because they feel like this is a competition and that I'm being chastised by this person trying to prove me wrong, trying to poke at me. So even though I could learn here, I'm going to stand in my truth or whatever you deem to be your truth, and I'm going to go back and forth until I feel,
Yeah. Do you know what it is?
vindicated.
I'm always open to learn because I think that's, like, for me, my biggest goal in life is to grow in every situation. And there's conversations that we've had on here that's made things that I've been like for years that's made me think, actually, do you know what? I see it from a different opinion. I think the only time I do the wrong and strong thing is if I feel like, sometimes when you're having a conversation with someone and they could really try and understand what you're saying, but they're not trying to understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
So I feel like if I don't feel like I'm being heard and you're kind of undermining my argument without really understanding why it is that I've come to this conclusion and you're just trying to push whatever it is that you're saying, even if what you're saying does make sense to me, because I don't feel like you're hearing me, I will stay wrong and strong in that. In what I'm saying, it's not that I'm necessarily wrong, but when I say wrong and strong, it's just like I wouldn't let you know that what I believe what you're saying is making sense. Tell you at a later date when I implement it in my life, but not today, not while this is going on.
Would that be like all kind of arguments?
No, it really depends on what it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
So if it's something serious and you feel like you're wrong, would you concede?
Is it conceding or is it
Yeah,
just?
I think it's understanding you.
That's the thing.
Is that what you're gonna say,
Even
Brent?
the word concede, it feels like this is the competition. That's the problem. Everything is a competition.
Yeah. Is that what you're gonna say, Brent? Sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah, the word concede for me is like
Defeat.
you've lost.
Yeah.
I don't like to frame it like that if you've gone into the conversation looking to actually understand and looking to go away with a better understanding of what you guys were arguing about. If I go in with something and I have an opinion and I know it's an opinion and somebody gives me a fact or changes my stance opinion wise, I am definitely taking that because I'm better after the fact.
Exactly.
I don't see that as conceding. I see that as I've got more information, I've got more data, and you've convinced me. I've now changed my mind, and I can change my mind, and I can live with that and not feel like I've lost anything.
Yeah.
I feel like people don't want people to change their mind. They want you to say something and then live in that. Especially if they don't agree with you.
Which is ridiculous.
Because if you, for example, say something today,
Yeah.
next week say something else. Oh no, but last week you said,
Yeah.
yeah, I've changed my mind.
I've grown.
I've grown. Like, I can't I learn
I've
and grow?
grown from yesterday.
Nah, but you said, okay, yeah, I did say. Now
But
I'm saying
now I'm
this.
saying this. Yeah.
But people just want you to, they want you to stay and live in whatever you said. I don't know why.
When I argue, I only argue to get people to change their mind. I only want people to change their mind.
Yeah, you made that clear from episode 1. Yeah. You made that clear. But yeah, I think when I go into conversations, like I go to understand because I'm very fascinated by human beings. I'm very fascinated by the fact that each person in this world has their own story and their own experiences, regardless of whether if we're even all the way down from like the same mother and father. Like I'm very fascinated by that. So when I speak to people, I like to understand why it is that you think the way you think. And there's even conversations I've had in this room where I'm like, we're even saying something, like even in relationships and cheating and stuff. There's stuff that Marcus said about, the whole terms and conditions and you don't own me and stuff like that. Like, even that's made me think, do you know what? That is I can understand. Okay, it's not facts. Relax yourself. This is the thing. You guys get too ahead of yourself. But it makes me understand. Like I understand. Do you know what I mean? I learn wherever I can, basically. But I think it's cool, man.
And I think that's a beautiful trait for everyone to have, though, to be fair. Because, if you're not progressing, what's the point?
Yeah.
But nothing grinds my gears more than someone who speaks about their opinion like it's fact.
Yeah.
Oh,
But then,
God.
how do you do that, though?
An opinion.
When they say this is a fact,
But sometimes
But it is a
You
fact.
just don't throw the
Sometimes
words
it's a fact.
around.
it's a fact that
Both can be true.
that you think it.
No, an opinion can be a fact. It's just somebody's stance on something.
Yeah, opinion can be a fact, of course, depending on what we're talking about. But when it's an opinion, like for example, I don't know, the color blue is the best color. That's a fact.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
That's your opinion.
You know what I mean?
The man will do stuff like that in arguments all the time. Like, no one likes blue. Facts. Like, what?
Do you know, that's what I hate, I hate when there's cheerleaders in the background. Yeah, shut up. All of you, shut up, everybody.
Yo, this
Pisses me off.
nigga's projecting. This nigga does this all the time. Marx does
Who,
this
me?
all the time.
Well, facts.
All
I
the
don't.
time. All the time. And you look
You think I
straight
don't?
into your eye. Shutting shit.
Do you know what? No, it's true. Because you've had moments where we talk about something, and this is obviously when we had the old format of sitting, right? And he'll literally point it, but that's a fact. I'm like, first of all, put your finger down. Relax. No, it's true. It's true. But you said facts yesterday a lot as well. Iman said stuff, he said that's a fact.
No, E-Man says facts the most.
Iman loves the facts. Oh my
That's
gosh.
because it's fact.
Is it, though?
Listen, the last time I said fact, when was it?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
I don't know why you trying to think so far back.
It probably was a fact. I can't remember what I said. Remember when the caller called in? Caller called
Yeah,
in.
cool, yeah.
And I said, this is a fact, right? There's 4 presidents that tried this. It's fact, because you can go and verify.
But you know what's mad though? You throw the word fact around so much, we don't even know.
Yeah,
what's
you don't
true or
have,
not.
there's some things you don't have to say, 2 + 2 is 4. That's a fact. Yeah, we all know it's a fact. You don't need to tell us.
All right, somebody in the comment section wants your opinion on something we discussed the other day, Mags. If somebody told you to suck your mother, like, would you take that as offensive? Would you look to punch them in their throat? What type of reaction would you? And it did, but don't even know you, don't know your mother. Like, how would you respond to that?
Well, like a stranger.
Yeah.
Punch him in his face.
All right, okay. So it's just don't talk about my mother at all.
Yeah, why are you talking about my mum for and being disrespectful towards my mother? That's crazy.
All right, cool. Thanks.
And that's probably like the most offensive thing someone can say to you, really.
Thank you very much.
Well,
Right.
another fact.
That's facts. You get me? That is
I'm
facts.
telling
What
you,
more
man.
says-
Oh my
You know,
gosh.
acting crazy,
These people
like
kill me, man.
I was talking.
I don't think
wild that day.
no one disagreeing with you.
Okay, no, but remember I was talking about the judge thing, innit? Like if I was the judge,
Yeah.
And
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
but,
yes, yes. Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
but
you
that
would-
was, yeah, but that was an extreme example.
Okay, no.
Okay, cool.
Let's tell Marks what that was about. E-Man said, yeah, if he's a judge and he hears that someone basically killed somebody else because the person said to them, suck your mum.
Yeah, that's
He's letting them
that's
off.
Exactly.
Because he said it's a fact. That is
Alright.
the most disrespectful insult.
listen, I'm not.
You're
listen,
letting
I'm-
a whole
I'm-
murderer for that.
I'm not saying no, but he wasn't a murderer at first
But he's a murderer now. and
because
that's why
you
you're
made
in court.
him that.
I made him that by saying suck your mum.
100%.
I didn't make him what he already wasn't. It was in him. He just needed someone to get out of him.
Imagine.
It's crazy, man. That's what Iman said he's gonna be doing. He's gonna be doing. So
I'm
let's
not
hope it
say-
never
I'm not-
goes into
I'm
law.
not saying it's right. I'm just saying I understand. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, if you tell someone to suck your mum, you got to be prepared for all kinds of consequences, though, innit?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Like all the consequences, everything on the table.
Yeah, I don't mind it, to be honest.
What do you mean?
What's that? I don't mind it. I accept it. Bring it. Tell me to suck my mum.
Niggas crazy.
Listen, yeah.
I can't let people's words draw me out like that. To be honest.
Yeah.
That kind of, you see that kind of talk here, Brent. No one's like the kind of man you are. There's nobody that's going to say that to you for no reason. So if that came up here, it's going to be in confrontation. That means you're having a confrontation with someone, and it's going to be heated till it gets to the point where they say that to you. So they say it. They're not going to say it while you're relaxed and calm and thing. It's going to be in the middle of a confrontation. It's totally rude and disrespectful if someone says that to you while you're heated. You're going to feel some kind of way. How you act, I can't tell you how you're going to act, but you're going to care.
Disrespect is subjective.
Huh?
Disrespect is subjective. And
If
what
you're
hits
passionate
me,
about something, and you're going back and forth with someone, whatever it may be, and then it gets to the point where you are, you get what I'm trying to say, and then someone turns around and says that to you, it's gonna affect you differently than just a passing comment.
The
innit?
thing is, it's disrespectful, yeah, but it's an empty threat. It's an empty statement.
they don't know my
Because
mother.
what does it mean? You know what I'm trying to say? It is. I understand the history of sucking mum. It's, I mean, it's rude, but it's a very empty insult. Let's be honest.
It's
You know,
not.
it is empty. It's an empty insult.
It's not. It's just like someone telling you suck my dick. You gotta punch them in their face as well.
Yeah, but that's also an empty insult. Because if you pull down their trousers and went on your knees, they're gonna
Okay.
back off.
What?
Okay.
Oh,
What?
gosh.
Huh?
Oh, my goodness.
I'm saying they ain't literal.
I'm glad you're wearing that just those just time gloves when you said that.
Yo, we ain't got onto Oloni's book yet.
Damn.
You be like, suck my dick, okay. Whoa.
Terrible.
Marga, for me, it's all empty. I can't let them feel as though that is what is going to pull me out of myself. I'm not gonna slap this person's face because they don't know my mother, and it means nothing to me when they say it. Like nothing.
Yeah, well.
Mark said that's for me in my household.
Suck your mum, rude boy. What you say?
It's crazy.
If you're arguing with someone, they turn around and take. So what's it gonna take if you're having an argument with someone? What's it gonna take you to turn around and punch them in their face?
I don't lead with my fist. If you hit me, then I retaliate. I can use my mouth. Pause.
Gotta pause that.
Dick sucking lips.
No, all that. Lax,
I'm done
all
with
that
this
lax attitude
conversation.
towards- all that lax attitude towards disrespect is just gonna breed it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, and people need to understand that there's certain things that they can't say to you. And obviously, like, it's sticks and stones and I hear all of that, yeah. But there's like people will do what you allow, and you need to set your parameters out.
I don't like
Right?
anybody controlling me. I don't like anybody controlling me. So if it is that they know full well that these words could now make me turn physical, you have control over me. I can't give you that. Sorry.
But but there's nothing wrong with getting physical. There's nothing wrong with getting control. There's nothing wrong with punching you in his face. Like you think like it's a bad thing. It's not. So you get what I'm trying to say?
I'm fine with your opinion because that's how you run. That's fine. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just won't run like that. You said that you carry a bag of pennies in your car, right? Why do you carry a bag of pennies in your car?
Chip people's paintwork.
Do you know what's crazy? Something happened to me the other day, and I said, "Oh, damn it! I need to have a bag of pennies in my car." I thought of you straight away. I said, "Damn it! This is why Marks has it."
Also, when Esther passed her driving test, she had 6 pass plates on her car. 3 at the front, 3 at the back. Pussy, oh, bro.
I didn't realize you were
Listening.
channeling your. No. I didn't realize you were channeling. No, you don't. First, don't do that, Marks. I didn't realize you were channeling your inner Brent, making shit up.
No, not you.
Oh, I thought you meant.
Esther.
But you said Esther. Didn't you say
Esther.
I
Esther?
thought you said Esther.
It sounded
No,
like
I did say
you
Esther,
said
but
what you
I
said.
knew because the names were similar. I could flip it.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, Easter is a girl who worked for just had
Yeah. Lovely babe. She said she put 3
put
P's in front.
3 P's on the back, 3 P's on the front.
Just make sure
Basically,
you all know.
We saw a car that had 3 loaner plates on the back. I said, this is excessive.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's funny because when I passed, actually, I went to get the P because I thought, okay, let me get the P. And then I was going to get the magnetic one, right? Obviously, I was like, I don't want to peel one. I don't know. It might be difficult to peel off and whatever. Then I thought in my mind it should have been £1. Something like £5.
What, for 1 plate?
For the 1p.
That's ridiculous.
So that year, I said, nah, that's dead. I'm not doing this. So I didn't. That is what made me confidently drive. Because I said, what a scam.
I didn't even know that was a thing. That wouldn't even have crossed my mind.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah. I think most people don't put the plates on.
Yeah.
I think if you're cautious, if you pass your test and you're not fully confident, you put it on just so drivers can give you a bit, grace. And that.
Yeah, because I was nervous.
I know about L plates for learners. Even yesterday when you were talking about it, remember I asked you, what does it mean?
Yeah.
Just pass.
I didn't even know that exists.
Yeah.
I said, ask, you got to be nervous to put.
Nah, my
your
first
car.
time driving, I was so nervous. I was going to go to the gym, right? And I ended up being on the wrong lane. So I should have been going the lane straight, but I ended up being on the right lane.
Yeah.
And then no one else would let me in. It was so
Okay.
sad. So then I turned into the road and I just turned back and went home.
Seriously?
Yeah. I was so nervous. And then when I was trying to turn, there's a roundabout near my house, this van, I was taking so long, he drove on the curb to cut me off
to get
and
around
go.
you.
And I said, yeah, I ain't driving for the next week. He's all on crack. But then I quickly just ended up on a motorway and stuff.
Do you have the same patience for learner drivers on the road that you probably wanted drivers to give you when you were learning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I remember how nervous I used to be. But one thing I do as well, yeah. Of course you don't.
I just go on.
No, but sometimes
Hurry
the thing
up.
is, I try to, but sometimes, like the other day near here, it's like a 30 and someone's doing I was doing 15. I said, now, I'm trying to be patient.
Yeah.
I had to go around the girl. But what I also do, so because I know that the instructors are there and I know how instructors act when they see other drivers, they'll be like, oh, don't do that, don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm such I like to be like an exemplary student.
Yeah.
So when if I'm driving past a learner, I'm proper good. I indicate because I want them in my head, in their car. They're saying, "Yeah, see what she just did? That's what you should. That's who you should be." I love it.
I'll tell you what, they ain't doing that.
They ain't doing that. They're absolutely not. But it makes me sleep good at night.
Yeah.
When I think that somewhere out there, some students trying to be like me.
I'll be overtaking them fast, boy. Making that car wing mirrors even nearly kiss a little bit and all that. Because they're gonna learn. They're gonna learn today.
The worst. Have you ever thrown a penny at a learner? Please say
No, I
no.
wouldn't dare do that. They don't deserve
Oh
that.
God, I was gonna say.
They don't know what they're doing, man. It ain't their fault.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. Driving it's crazy.
Also, let's talk about how she parked yesterday when she dropped us off at the station.
I could have got whiplash. If Just Hype wasn't so nice to me, I would have been suing you all today.
Imagine this is the parking space, right? She parked like that. So her car's meant to be like this. Her car was like this. And she stopped it right there.
And she stopped it randomly. So I think it looked like she was going to go straight ahead. And she was like, zoom. I said, what
happened? She was going into a space,
Yeah.
outside the front of the station, the space that she put her eyes on. As she was getting there, a taxi pulled into it, innit?
Yeah.
So there was nowhere else to stop in front of the taxi. There was just that little space on the left. That's why she just
Literally.
into it.
And we were like,
It was wild still.
He was, yeah. Like he in the nene. It was crazy. Big up her though. Lovely babe.
Yeah, she's sweet.
But yeah, all right, let's get into our show. Let's do this. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, also join our community, community.thenewblack.com. Right, headlines.
Okay. So, it has emerged that the government departments...
Before you continue, please.
Nice one.
Just putting up on the screen where I got that question from.
Yeah, because boy, the people know how you get.
What question is that?
Yeah,
The question you asked
some
Marks.
guy asked the question, and then people thought I just decided to just make the question
randomly.
up.
Yeah, because you know he does that.
Only because the guy removed the question.
So how are you gonna put it up?
So I've already put it up. I've taken a picture.
A screenshot.
of-
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Quick.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, he
So
did.
that's the question. I was just repeating the
Wow.
question. I was just, being
Brent actually came with receipts. What if the guy
What?
didn't want to be?
okay. My
Yeah.
name is in the mud.
I suppose that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Did you, what do you call it? Anticipate him deleting it?
No, I just
No.
didn't understand why people were saying I just pulled it out of nowhere.
Oh.
Yeah, because when you asked the question, I was looking at the comments like, okay.
I'm
Another
looking
one
for
of
it. I'm
those
like, it wasn't
ones.
there. So I'm like, was I gaslighting myself? So anyway, there you go.
Oh, they're apologizing, Brent.
That's all right. I don't need your apology now.
I don't need your apology now.
Oh, dear.
Okay, so it's been revealed that government departments will be asked to make cuts to help balance the budget. Chief Secretary to the Treasury, Chris Phillip, will write to government departments in the coming days about finding spending efficiencies. The Treasury has rejected calls to abandon last week's mini budget in the face of market turmoil. The value of the pound dropped to $1.05 on Wednesday after the Bank of England stepped in to stabilise the economy. The bank announced it would buy government bonds on a temporary basis to help restore orderly market conditions. Labour has called on ministers to ditch the mini-budget after it sparked a fall in the pound and a surge in borrowing costs. Party leader Keir Starmer has called for Parliament to be recalled so MPs can overturn last week's mini-budget. But Financial Secretary to the Treasury, Andrew Griffith, says they were the right plans to grow the UK economy. He claimed every major economy is dealing with the exact same issues. Mr. Griffith said the £45 billion package of tax cuts announced last week would repair underlying problems in the economy. He added the Bank of England had done their job by announcing it would buy government debt to stabilise the economy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the first headline. And the second one is something I mentioned like yesterday. innit? And the Home Office is looking to reopen immigration centres in a £399 million deal. So the Home Office plans to open 2 immigration detention centres to detain 1,000 male asylum seekers in a scheme which is projected to cost £399 million. The Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, has indicated she will take an even harder line on immigration than her predecessor, Priti Patel, and plans to increase the use of detention. The government currently operates 7 immigration detention centres, along with some short-term holding centres in various parts of the UK. Officials say they can accommodate 3,000 people at any one time. If the 2 new centres go ahead, they will present a significant increase in the number of people the Home Office can lock up. A plan to reopen Campsfield House Immigration Removal Centre in Oxfordshire was announced in June, but news about a plan to reopen the Haslar Centre in Hampshire has only now just emerged. Ministers have invited expressions of interest to tender for the new contract for the management and operation of both centres in the 6-year, £399 million deal. The Guardian has basically done the investigation and have revealed that the opening of the 2 centres is specifically linked to the detainment of people before they're sent to Rwanda. The government is paying £120 million for the Rwanda scheme, as well as an extra £20 million. Officials have not confirmed the total cost of the Rwanda deal. But former Prisons Ombudsman Stephen Shaw said the Home Office new plans to reverse the decreasing use of immigration detention, which costs about £99 a night for each person, was disappointing. He added that at a projected cost of £400 million, it reverses what had been a clear intention on the part of the government to reduce the use of immigration detention. The plans have also been condemned by charities working to support immigration detainees. Emma Jin, who's the director of charity Medical Justice, which works to support the health of people in detention, said that the £400 million deal was a colossal waste of money and that 86% of those detained in immigration removal centres were not removed from the UK, yet all are needlessly put at risk of harm in the process. She also added that immigration detention should be eliminated, not increased. Ramping up immigration detention means not only ramping up the severe harm inflicted on vulnerable people in detention. The Home Office spokesperson came out and said that the government is tackling illegal immigration and the harm it causes by removing foreign criminals who have broken our laws and those who have no right to be in the UK. Immigration detention plays a vital role in controlling our borders, which the public rightly expects, and decisions to detain are made on a case-by-case basis. The dignity and welfare of those in immigration detention is of the utmost importance, and we have established policies, procedures, and trained professionals in place at every immigration removal centre to safeguard individuals and support their physical and mental health.
So is that where people are kept? So say you're not originally from here.
Mm-hmm.
You commit a crime. That's where you're kept until you're sent back to wherever you came from.
Mm-hmm. But the Guardian's basically saying that it's almost like
asylum. No, not asylum. Sorry.
A place basically to detain people before they're sent off to Rwanda. So maybe
Rwanda's still a go.
yeah, yeah. Remember they spent like 120 million on that.
Yeah, but they be spending money all the time they don't use.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
what it's looking like. Yeah.
So they're gonna keep them there until they get them to Rwanda.
I think it's a mixture of different things.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, but I think what the Guardian's saying is that they're definitely gonna incorporate that initial idea from Priti Patel into
in there
it
as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy. All right. Well, let's get into our topic of the day. What are you saying?
Today's topic of the day, I put it in the community
Mm-hmm.
to let people know this might be something that might split the room, innit? But
As in this room or the community room?
every room.
Okay, let's go.
So basically the question is this: council homes, council properties. Who should have them and for how long should they have them for? Right? So what's basically your view on council properties? Do you kind of view a council property like every other benefit? Who should they be for? If your circumstances changes, should they give it up? Should you be allowed to pass on your tenancy to, for example, your child, for example, right? I'll stop there.
So I don't see it as like other benefits.
Okay.
Unless like you're basically in free housing, which council homes that's not always the case. I mean, obviously some people's rent gets subsidized and stuff like that, but I don't see it as other benefits, to be honest. I think it is a benefit, it is a form of benefit, but I just don't see in the way that benefits is spoken about in this society. I don't see council homes in the same way. I think they should be for people who are unable to afford the prices of homes in the actual market. Yeah. I think if you're unable to afford, I don't think that, I just think they should be for that. If you're unable to afford it, then you should be able to have that. You should be able to have that option. What's the third question? If the circumstances, should they give it up?
Yeah. Well, you kind of answered that already, innit?
Yeah, and I don't think they should.
Okay.
Oh, is that the answer before I gave?
Yeah.
I don't think they should, because I think my circumstances could change. I think unless I become a millionaire, anyone that becomes, if my circumstances change so much, you ain't got to tell me to give up this house. I'm moving into some nice house in Berkshire or something. Do you get what I mean? So I don't think they should give it up, because what if they give it up and then they find themselves in the position again? Now you got to go through that whole process again. I don't think it should be given up.
What would you say to people who feel like they're super comfortable in the area?
Yeah.
They've got children, for example, who've grown up in the area.
Yeah.
They're now millionaires. Yeah. Or at least top earners. And they don't want to give it up. What do you feel about that?
I think in that situation, if we can look at your income and stuff, and we can see that you can actually afford this, you can afford a house in this current climate, and you actually have a lot of what's that thing? The income that the one you have left over to do whatever you want with. Disposable. If your disposable income is high, then I think that you should have to give it up, because from what I know is that there's people in like registers and queues waiting for something to become available. So if it is a case where you clearly can afford to live, to private home or private rent, then I think you should have to give it up.
So you in a way, correct me if I'm wrong, you do kind of see it like the other benefits, but the threshold's a lot more for you before you say, look, no, you have to go.
Yeah, I think it has to get to a proper, because I think with benefits and stuff, I'm not wrong. I know certain benefits, as soon as you start to earn, for example,
you stop. Yeah,
it's cut off. Do you know what I mean? That's done.
Yeah.
But I think with housing it's a bit different, because if you just take it away from me straight away, I might find myself back in this position. Do you get what I mean? So I think maybe like look at people's earnings over a period of time.
Okay.
Maybe like 6 months, for example, and then you have to now kind of move on to allow another family the opportunity to be able to afford this.
Okay, so 6 months is. I know obviously you're kind of thinking about it on the spot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, but 6 months is kind of okay time.
I reckon so. I think if your circumstances change, like say my salary like increased like crazily now.
Yeah.
In 6 months' time, if I'm a smart spender, I should have savings. I should like. Do you know what I mean the income is regular enough for me to be like, do you know what, actually I can actually afford private renting.
Okay.
When you think of what you need to private rent, you need references. You need to pay them like 2 months rent alongside your deposit.
Yeah.
If you can afford all these things comfortably without it affecting, you know, your budget for your food or your kids' meals or whatever, I think if they assess this properly and you can actually comfortably afford it, then I think you do have to move on, because sadly there is not enough houses for the amount of people that are in this country. There's people who really can't afford and who really, really need those discounts.
Yeah.
So it should be given to them, and not just, you can't be a top earner. I mean, first of all, you know, level up a little bit. You can't be a top earner and still taking advantage of a benefit for the system for people who aren't able to afford this. I think that is kind of robbing the system a bit.
Okay, cool. Yusuf, Marks, what do you lot think?
What was the question again?
Council properties, yeah. Who should have access to them? And should there be a cap on how long you can have it? For example, if you're
What do you mean by who?
as in people who, for example, need help from the state, like they can't afford private renting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so who should it be excluded from? People who can afford it, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Obviously.
But also, just before Brent picks up, also, what do you feel about if their circumstances changes? Should they have to give up their property?
No.
Okay. I told you it's gonna split the room, you know. Okay.
Oh dear.
No way.
But the thing is, our council properties, are they officially a form of benefit? Like the way it's structured.
Hello.
I'm talking.
Whenever
You're
you
just
guys call
interrupting me
in,
talking.
just PSA. Whenever you guys calling and you hear conversation going on, can you just wait a while until it is that we finish talking? Because we know you're on, because I've accepted the call, but sometimes it disrupts the conversation. So thank you very much for calling in. But can you pause for a while?
Just for 1 minute, please.
No, let her go, because now I forgot.
Okay.
that long spiel Brent gave.
Morning, Han.
Morning.
Morning. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
My view on council housing is I don't think you should have to give it up, because even though you may get to earn a lot of money, you could then be in a situation where you lose your job.
Yeah.
And therefore, if you've got a mortgage, you may have problems unless you've covered it by insurance for redundancy. I think you should be able to keep your housing, because the key thing is you've been here long enough in the country, you've paid into the system in some cases, and you have a right to that social housing and you have a right to buy it. Where I disagree with what happens with social housing is you have some big estates that have been knocked down and private investors have bought up these estates, and they have agreements that they're supposed to provide 35% social housing as well as private flats that people can buy. And you have all sorts of schemes where you can buy 25% of your house, and they're very good for people who want to get into the housing market. But what the government does is they give these people an option to not build the social housing part by paying money. And all these people do is they pay that money and then they don't have to build the social housing. And this is what creates a lack of social housing. And the government is not building these houses. And not everybody who lives in social housing is on benefits. Some people are earning and they gradually get to earn more. You also have the right of succession. So if you're in a council house and your parent dies and you've been living there, they have the right to leave it to their grandchild or their daughter or their son. And I think that should be respected, because your mother or your father has paid into the system. And as far as I'm concerned, you have those rights and you have a right to buy. Where I disagree, if you look at the right to buy, and I mentioned this the other day, when they did this right to buy, the man who created that policy, I told you how many houses he owned in one estate. You had all these MPs who got housing expenses, who were staying in council houses and bought those houses. They were second homes.
Yeah.
They did not have a great need. So if you look in Westminster and Wandsworth and all the expensive areas, they are owned by people who had them as their second home because they came to Parliament. They not only got paid for that, they got housing expenses. So they could afford to rent privately when they're in Parliament. Those are the things I disagree with, because and when I say it doesn't benefit those in need, people who wanted to get on the market could have bought those flats. So that's my take on the situation.
Okay.
And happy Thursday.
Thank you very much. Can I just ask you a question? Yeah. I hear everything that you're saying, especially about the MPs who try to, finagle the system and get their second properties and things of that nature. But surely, correct me if I'm wrong, that's a small fraction of those who lived in council properties throughout the UK, right? So even though
I don't know, because I don't have the facts. I don't have the facts. I do know because, and the reason I knew this is because one of my friends is a surveyor. He worked for Westminster for 20 years, and he also bought his place. I don't know the facts, but I do think that people need to look at ways you can invest and help people. Because I had friends who lived in council housing who couldn't afford to buy their houses. Yeah. And I got into legal agreements with them. And I said, look, at one point, you'd get 75% discount on the market value. They've changed that. There's now a top that they'll give you up to £100,000 that pays down your equity. So I used to say to my friends, look, you've got a place that's worth 100,000. You can get it at 25,000. You have to have it for 3 years before you can rent it out. So if you want help, I'll go into a legal agreement with you and help you to buy your house, because that's the way my dad bought his first house. Yeah. He had an agreement with someone who worked because he couldn't get a mortgage, even though he and my mother worked. Yeah. They bought their first house with £3,000, but my dad had someone else's name on the house. Yeah. And once he was able to afford his mortgage, his friend, and my dad was blessed because his friend just took his name off the house, and that house sold for 900,000. So you can do things, and you can, there are other ways to invest. I think we as a people, a lot of people that are very successful, particularly white people, do things like investment clubs. Yep. They will help people to get on the market. But it's not for nothing. You can have legal agreements. And I've done this with a few of my friends, and they bought their council houses. I made money out of it as well. As you should. And they got properties and they sold them on. And some of them we still rent because they're in good locations and they're near colleges. There are all sorts of ways to invest. But I don't think people should lose their houses. That's my take.
I hear what you're saying there, right? But do you feel like, because again, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you were kind of scrutinizing and kind of against the whole right to buy scheme the last time you called in, right?
No, I'm not against the right to buy. I'm against. I think there has to be balance. I think the government needs to still build social housing because when social housing is built, what people don't understand, if a council decides to build social housing, they have a guarantee of rent payment even when those flats are empty, and that comes from the local council who would pay housing benefit. There are things that happen outside, so they're not losing money, and when people are living in those flats, the rents are paid. I'm saying that we have to have a balance because not everybody can afford to be on the market, but we also have to educate people about buying percentage of your flat. Where you buy 25% and then you can increase it and so on and so forth. There are many ways to invest. I believe you have to still have options for those who can't. And that's what I believe.
Okay, yeah, and I think that's good. Like you said, it's got to strike a balance, right? But in a situation where I guess like right now, the last few years, right, or even a decade or so now, where we can see that the government are not building as fast as they're selling, or these properties are being occupied, right? Do you not feel like it's fair that for those who got council properties, right, when they were living in when they had certain circumstances, but have now top earners, you don't feel like it's fair for them to maybe give it up for those who need it, who are waiting on the list for like 10 years?
No, I believe the government has to stop selling off these things to private investors. If you look at the ownership, who owns all these big housing estates that have been knocked down and turned into private housing?
Yeah.
They are foreign investors. Foreign investors buy up these big plots, and then they have a commitment to build something like 40% of social housing.
Yeah.
But they get out of it by paying the levy that they are asked to pay. So they'll pay 10 million and say, I'm not going to build it.
Yeah.
The government has to stop selling off all this stuff and build.
So, I agree with you, right? But given that the government's not doing that, right? and they've not done it for a long time. Like, okay, put it this way. I remember when, do you remember Levi Roots?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember? Do you remember when he was in the news about something like this, where he's obviously a businessman. He's a millionaire.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm not giving up my property. Why should I? Right?
Because you're a millionaire.
Like, don't you feel like those who are kind of waiting, right? Who obviously can't wait necessarily, or believe like, you know what? Why should I have to wait for the government to build an entire, I don't know, block for me to move into when I know they're not going to do it?
Sorry.
And this guy over there, he's a millionaire. He can afford private. He can buy his own house. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm honestly, I'm not with you on that, because my mother lived in her house for 40 years. She bought it, but even if she didn't buy it, she had the right to pass it on to me, who I've got nieces and nephews who can't afford a house. They actually live in that house that my mother bought. You know, just because, you know, you don't go from zero to a millionaire. As far as I'm concerned, if you had no entitlement to that house, that's completely different. Why should we do the government's job for them?
Okay.
They have enough money to build houses. They just don't want to.
Okay, I hear you. I hear your take.
I mean, that's my take on it.
Yeah.
People may disagree, but, you know, I believe that, you know, it's not our job to do the government's job.
100%.
They have enough money to build. They have enough money to build houses, and if you and I and 20 people give up our houses, how does that solve the problem?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Makes sense.
And technically, how many millionaires are there still living in council houses? Because if you said that 75% of the people who've got council houses are millionaires, then different story. But I don't think it is.
Yeah, it definitely. All right.
All right then.
All right then.
All right. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
I think it's funny when people on the phone here, they say bye like 50 times. Bye. All right, bye.
Okay, so guys, what do you think? Yusuf, we haven't heard your take.
All right. I think I was asking before she called. Council properties, they are a form of benefit, right? For those who can't afford to rent private, for people who, you know, like mothers. How can I say this as well? I remember I had friends, right? This is an off-topic kind of story, but it's still on topic. Who were living at home, but were disgruntled with their living situation. So, and you know, obviously with the council housing, you've got the priority list.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Who is at the top of the list?
Yeah, those
It'd be like,
I've forgotten the ranking now, man.
Yeah,
the
vulnerable, yeah. So
vulnerable,
your situations have to be dire for them to
exactly.
move you, especially if you're someone who doesn't fit into a particular category.
yeah.
So if you're just a 22-year-old guy who's going to university, you're not high on the priority list, isn't it? So I had a friend, right, who was trying to make his situation dire so that he could move up the council list. So he was pretending that he was, having fights with his parents. They kicked him out.
Yeah.
He couldn't. No, he was pretending. He was setting up a scenario to where his parents, like him and his parents, were at odds, at loggerheads. It was a toxic environment. He couldn't stay there because things might overspill and become worse. So I feel like I think people come to your house to kind of check your circumstances as well. innit? And I feel like I think he even made it seem like he had no space and he was, I mean, he just made a whole scenario and it worked.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay.
He got him out of it still.
That's what you gotta do. You gotta work the system. That's the whole point. People been doing that from the beginning of the time. You lie to the council.
Yeah.
Say whatever you need to say. It doesn't matter.
Your parents are writing no.
You need to benefit, not anybody else. It don't matter. Construct any. It doesn't even matter what you say. Say anything you need to say to get ahead. Get that house, man.
Yeah. You know what I see? I see
Get
like
the house,
this.
man.
I think council property should be for those who need it, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like if you infiltrate the system and you get in there, I don't believe you should have to leave.
Yeah.
If you then become a millionaire.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Like-
I got a
Because that's what I want for myself. If
I've been 17.
yeah.
I left the council in about 10, 12 years ago, moved over to a housing association. They give me a place. I got a brand new building that. I'm not on benefits no more. Should I give my place up?
Yeah. Listen, I'm all about working the government,
Give me
bro.
this bitch up.
No, with that new bathroom you got.
Like, give me the flat if I need it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But once I get in there, I'm going to use this to my best advantage.
Yeah.
That's just the way the world works. So, no, I don't believe that I should have to leave if I reach a certain level of income.
Yeah.
But would I want to be housed because I couldn't afford initially to rent private or my circumstances were those in which I needed to be in of course. I want the benefits of it and I also want to work the system once I'm in the system.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
I know this might be an extreme. No, go
This
on.
country's full of people. There's a lot of benefits and stuff, and I think that minorities, especially, you need to work it and rinse it.
I'm all about working the government, bro.
Yeah, and rinse it for as much as they can. Whatever you can take to benefit from it. And obviously, it's a selfish mindset, but it's your own individual story.
fuck it.
Like, whoever loses out. That's on them. But if you can come up,
Dog eat dog world, mate.
Yeah, if you can come off these people, you got to come up, man. I don't know. And if they give you a yard, don't be giving it up. But should be giving it up. You shut up, man. People with no yards don't give a shit. Giving up nothing.
But do you not feel like that adds to the problem overall? You know what I'm saying? Like, especially
I've got a yard, so I don't care about the problem. There ain't no problem.
That's the thing. You might always think about
That ain't a problem.
You might always think about the bigger
Ain't a
picture.
problem.
No, I'm just trying
we
to
think about ourselves. Fuck them kids.
because like if you see it as a benefit, yeah. Because again, right? Say you're on I don't know, universal credit, and your circumstances change, right? Like surely, like you'll be expected to stop accepting universal credit, right?
Yeah.
So why don't we see the same with
Because
properties?
housing is different, man.
But why?
Because I can always go and make more money, but I don't want to be homeless.
Yeah, but let's just say you've made enough money now. You've got savings,
Yeah.
and your circumstances just like somebody else who's privately renting.
Yeah.
Like why can't you be put into that category now?
Because I want to continue to make high income and have low outcome. Sorry, low outgoings. Low outgoings.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But like, I get what you're saying, but do you feel like fundamentally that's a bad thing then, especially for everyone in the country?
Yeah, if I'm putting on my Mother Teresa hat, then yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
But if I'm not putting my Mother Teresa hat on, then no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brent, I think you should do a poll. I know you got a different poll
I was
up
about
there,
to say,
which
you
is a
need to
good
give-
poll, but
What should the phone be?
I was gonna say you need to give him direct instructions.
It's like
Okay.
it's like business. If I have a shop, I want to make as much money as I can, but pay as less rent as I can.
Yeah,
That's
facts.
business. This is business, baby.
All right, so that we
Not
apply
you
the same
calling
thing to
E-man.
being a landlord, right?
What's that?
You apply that same principle to being a landlord.
As in rent for low and what?
As in the selfish nature, the selfish virtue.
As in if I was a landlord,
Yeah.
I would what? Give me the actual example.
As in, you just focus on your profits. You just focus on your benefits. You don't care about the people who are in the house in which it is that you own.
No, of course I care.
All right, okay.
Of course I care.
What side were you on in the argument when we had the whole landlord thing and I said about landlords putting up prices? I can't remember what you said. Do you remember?
I was for the tenants.
So you didn't want the tenants.
If I'm a tenant, why do I want my landlord to increase the rent?
Okay. So I think that's what Brent meant in that is
All
Is it the same-
circumstances are different.
okay.
Isn't that obvious?
Well, not always. Okay, fair. Is that it, Iman? Is that it?
But I want you to put up a poll, yeah.
asked
So the
you
poll,
what poll.
yeah, I'm telling you now.
Right, okay.
Do you feel like once your circumstances change, right, you should give up the council property? Because trust me, I get everything you lot are saying.
Yeah.
Right? And to be fair,
Brent is currently putting down, yeah.
I'll do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But in my mind, I'm just thinking holistically. When you consider like the entire country, especially when all of these things come back to us and we pay it in a different way, right, via our taxes.
People
right?
don't think about the whole country though.
But isn't that the problem though?
The problem of what?
With us not thinking that way, because then
It is a problem.
in turn we end up paying more taxes.
It's
the
a
government
problem,
doesn't
but
spend
it's just,
correctly.
It's just the system, isn't it? No one's at home thinking, okay, I've got to give up this property because there's someone else who needs it more. I don't believe anyone's thinking that.
You should.
There might be some. Yeah, people
Because I'll
should,
be honest,
but people aren't.
Because when we was in need, for example, I'm sorry to cut you, right?
Yeah.
Say when we was in need,
Yeah.
our parents were in need,
Yeah.
we would have wanted
Someone to give it
who
up
didn't
so we
need
can
it.
have space.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Give it up for me.
Because my thing is as well, yeah, like if my circumstances significantly changes, I'm moving.
I
Like
think-
I'm moving
most
to bigger and
people-
better
yeah,
anyway.
Yeah, most people want to
Yeah.
move anyway.
but
most
they
people
ain't
wanna move
moving.
anyway. Most people
Levi
want,
Roos didn't want to move.
especially pertaining to how dire your council flat is. It might be a bit small. It might not be aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
You might want to leave anyway. Most people who come up financially, their standard of living increases as well.
Yeah.
So if you become a millionaire, I doubt you're going to be living in the council.
No, but you know
house.
what it is?
Like,
Some
I mean,
people though, like so for me, one of the biggest things for me when I'm rich will be my home, because for me, my home is my safe space. Do you get what I mean? So like cars and whatever else, that doesn't really trip me. It's about where I come to and lay. But not everyone is like that. Do you know what I mean? So some people live in like council homes and they can really afford more than this.
Yeah.
But because like their home is not their thing,
Yeah.
they have fancy cars, they have all these things, but they don't invest. The home is not where they want to invest. So people like that, they stay in their situation.
Yeah.
And I think you hear that argument quite a bit. I think that's quite a lot of people actually.
And what if the government turned around, to you guys, not to you guys, but to, like everyone in council and properties, right, and said, you know what, guys, like we're gonna move you, yeah. You have no choice. We're gonna move you because at the end of the day, these properties are worth a lot more than they were back then.
Yeah.
And we could actually use that extra money, that profit,
Yeah.
to actually build more. How do you feel about that?
I think that's a good idea.
You do that to people all the time, though.
Yeah. But say it was like by force, and they were like, "Look, Margs,
Isn't
like, you need to get out of it." You know?
Isn't it always by force?
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's not really an option.
Like for example, I'm not sure if you guys know of Aylesbury Estate.
Yeah, Peckham.
Well, no, it's not Peckham. It's
I
Old
consider
Kent.
it
It's Old Kent Road. Well, it's not Peckham.
Behind
behind
Old Kent Road, isn't it?
It's Old Kent Road, Albany
Run the Elephant and
Road,
Castle and all that.
Wharf Road,
Yeah, them
Elephant.
sides.
It's yeah. It's
These
not.
are
It's,
giving like 5 areas, but yeah.
no, it's not. It's a massive. It's one of the biggest council
yeah,
estates
estates,
in the UK, maybe in
Oh,
Europe.
but they shut it down, innit? They moved everyone
Yeah,
out.
so
Yeah.
they shut it down. It's so big. They've been shutting it down for years, and obviously they've been moving people out
Bit by bit.
in increments, bit by bit. In it, they didn't give you a choice. You had to go because this is a project that we've signed off on.
Yeah.
We're bashing this shit down and we're rebuilding it. You have to leave. We're going to
Yeah.
rehouse you. My friends got one of my boys got rehoused to a better place. I'm trying to say is them situations aren't.
Happen.
You don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice.
No, but in that situation, they're actually getting rid of the place, right?
Yeah.
But let's just say they wasn't getting rid of it. They were
Yeah.
actually just selling it so
Yeah.
let's just say, I don't know, we moved into this property.
Yeah.
It was worth 100K.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what? 10 years later, it's worth 500K. I'm moving you to Luton, right?
Yeah.
Because I can, this extra 400K,
I hear that, but the
I
thing
can,
is,
you know what I'm saying? We can build more.
The thing is, if I don't own the property and I'm
Yeah.
renting it, then if I'm the landlord, I own it. I can do what I want in it. But I feel like you can't move me from London to Luton. You got to try your best.
But that's what they do, you know.
If you're going to inconvenience me,
Yeah.
try your best to convenience me with the move. Then don't move me to Luton
But you know, that's-
or to Birmingham.
But-
move me somewhere
Yeah.
close by, somewhere where it's
you.
good for me, travel wise. Yeah.
Ideally, but that's not what happens. Because I remember
Yeah.
even
No,
like the
yeah.
auntie, one of the aunties that does my hair, she lived in like South. She got moved to like somewhere deep in Kent. She would have to travel back for her school. And it's one of those things where if you don't accept it, they say, well, we've tried to help
Rejected
you.
the offer, yeah.
That's it. It's crazy, man.
But in a situation like that, right, Yusuf, right, where they've looked at your circumstances and said, you know what, but you earn like $4,000 a month, so Like, you can't tell me I can't move you to Birmingham. Either you move to Birmingham
First
or
and
do your own
foremost,
thing.
they ain't gonna know how much I earn because them papers are edited.
I don't know if you want to say that.
There's a call on the line, by the way.
Okay, so good morning.
Great timing.
Hi guys.
Morning.
So I've worked in and around housing in different elements, and I do agree with what Eamon is saying. I do think people should be able to give properties back. One, because there's not actually that many council properties as people think. A lot of it has been bought out by housing associations. So, and housing associations are not as cheap as council properties. In fact, they're about £300 more than a normal price property by the council. And then what happens is there's thousands of people who have probably been on the registry for about 10, 15 years living in temporary accommodations. And what the council is doing now is if you've been in a TA for about 10 years, what they do is they just get you out and put you in a private sector. And a lot of people cannot afford to actually live there long time, not even to start with, because their affordability assessments are done poorly, or a lot of people are not submitting the right criteria to get those properties because they want to come out of TAs. TAs are literally terrible accommodations. Like, it's the gutter.
Yeah.
So what's TAs?
Temporary accommodation.
Oh, yeah.
Accommodation. So a lot of people who've got kids are living in these sort of properties and have been doing it for 10 years because there's nowhere to put them. If we were able to recycle these properties, you know, in the sense that if you've been, for example, in a property when you're in a poor conditions and now you can afford to actually move out and live maybe in a housing association, you do that so the people that cannot afford the housing associations can go into council properties. I think it will help a lot of people in our community because the truth is a lot of the people that I've seen in these situations are black.
Yeah.
It's true.
I really like little kids, and you know, it's not ideal because nobody wants to give up their home, but you've got people living in a 3-bedroom house for £400 a month.
Crazy, yeah.
And that person is now being taken out of a temporary accommodation and put in a £1,100 property. It's a setup for tenancy failures. And then what happens is, if you can't afford your rent, they give you a one-time offer, which Esther was talking about, and you're heading to Birmingham. If you don't take it, you're intentionally homeless.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
So if I work...
So I really think...
Sorry to interrupt you. They know that I work in London. Yeah, this is why my job is. They don't take that into consideration when they move into Birmingham.
It's to travel.
Absolutely
Travel from where?
not.
Birmingham.
Yeah, but that's ridiculous.
That's
I work in London,
sounds like
and I should go and live in Birmingham.
They don't even care about.
then
do
go
you know
and
they
get
tell you?
private.
Do you know what used to work?
Yeah, give me time.
No, but do you know?
Give me time then. Give me a window. Give me a window. Give me a couple months.
No, but you know what used to
No,
work?
but the thing
Telling
is,
them about your children's school. Now they tell you to change your kids' schools.
Yeah.
Don't care.
100%. And the thing is, the five statements that allow eligibility for homelessness in the UK, if they'll turn around and say to you, well, if you're telling us you're that homeless, we're giving you a home.
Exactly.
So you can't be that homeless.
If you're already dying for it,
they'll
take it.
classify it as intentionality. I've seen parents literally get their kids taken off them because they've declined a home, which means you've now made yourself intentionally homeless, and they've removed your child from you to house the child, and they'll leave you on the streets.
That's mad.
Wow.
That's so sad.
That's sick.
The options are there, but they're never great options. And I think we would absolutely benefit from a recycling council properties, because the reality is, I now work for a housing association. We literally own a lot of the homes in London. They're not owned by the council anymore.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm gonna take your number in case I move. You know what I mean, I need some help.
So the average person cannot actually afford. Get me fired, indeed. Cannot afford.
That's wow.
To
That's so
actually
sad.
not live in a council property, and there's not enough. Southwark area in itself don't even make up to 15,000 homes anymore in Southwark alone. So now they're exploring other boroughs.
Sorry,
and the problem with the benefit system, is so if you've got more than 3 kids, automatically your benefit capped. That's on your housing and all your entitlements. Unless you've got kids who've got disabilities, or you yourself are disabled, and then you can apply for like PIP, disability allowance, and all these other things. But if you're just a normal, regular person and you've got more than 3 kids, already you cannot afford to live in London, just full stop. If your job doesn't pay for your bills, you can't afford it, full stop. No borough and no private landlord is going to take you, because if you're earning up to 1,500, your rent is just about that.
Yeah.
So sad, man.
Yeah.
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 But
So I really do think it's something that Black people need to consider. I say Black because we are struggling in housing.
yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so
That
much.
was very insightful.
Have a lovely day.
Have a lovely day, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
You know, you talk about your job, and you were saying how you're gonna get to work. Amber in the comments, she said, "Home or job? Your job isn't bringing in enough for them to consider keeping you closer."
Damn it, man.
And it's so true, because you're trying to hold on to a job that's never paid.
Amber, man, you're hurting me. No, but it's either that job or nothing then. You know what I mean? I'll have a job where I'm just scraping it, then no job at all. Then I'm homeless.
They're looking at you like you might want to get a new job. because you're-
You better find me a job in Birmingham then. You know what I mean? Help a brother out.
It's crazy.
But no, it's sad, man.
Yeah, it's literally time to move on.
Yeah.
It is time to
what's
move
the poll saying now, though?
All right, so I'm gonna end it now. 65% say no,
Well, damn.
35% say yes.
You're not harsh.
Okay.
And the question was, once your circumstance change, should you give up the property?
No.
Oh, I think you all made that clear.
Yeah.
Right, let's get into our next headlines.
So a woman by the name of Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe, she's a British-Iranian national who spent 6 years in jail in Iran, has cut her hair in solidarity with Iranian protesters. Iran has seen nearly 2 weeks of demonstrations over the death of a young woman in police custody. Mahsa Amini, aged 22, died after allegedly breaching rules requiring women to cover their hair with a hijab. In line with protesters in Iran, Miss Zaghari-Ratcliffe is seen cutting her hair in footage that she gave to BBC Persia. At the end of the video, she says, "This is for my mother, for my daughter, for the fear of solitary confinement, for the women of my country. This is for freedom." Miss Zaghari-Ratcliffe, like I mentioned, was arrested in Iran in 2016 on spying charges, which she denied. After a sustained campaign and negotiation between the British and Iranian governments, she was released in March and returned to the UK. So I just wanted to give a bit more background on this whole situation. Miss Amini was arrested by Iran's morality police in Tehran on the 13th of September. She collapsed after being taken to a detention center, and she later died in hospital. Police said that her death was caused by a sudden heart failure. Miss Amini's family have dismissed this and alleged that she was beaten by officers. Her death sparked anti-government protests, which have now spread to more than 80 cities and towns across Iran. Iran Human Rights, an organization which is based in Norway, says at least 76 protesters have been killed by Iranian security forces. State media, however, have come out and said the figure is about 41, including several security personnel, and blamed rioters for basically what's happening. Hundreds of people have also been arrested. Women have been filmed burning their hijabs and cutting their hair during the demonstrations, which activists have said is an ancient Persian symbol of protest.
So sad.
And our next headline is locals, UK, and this is about abuse at mental health hospitals being exposed. So BBC Panorama has revealed that patients had experienced humiliation, abuse, and isolation for weeks as they were put at risk due to a toxic culture at one of the UK's biggest mental health hospitals. An undercover reporter at the Edenfield Centre filmed staff using restraints inappropriately and patients enduring long seclusions in small, bare rooms. Staff swore at patients and were seen slapping or pinching them on occasions. Hospital bosses said that they have taken immediate action to protect patients. Greater Manchester Mental Health NHS Foundation Trust, which runs the medium secure unit, said it was taking the allegations very seriously. A number of staff members have been suspended, and the trust said it was working with the Greater Manchester Police, the Independent Healthcare Regulator, the Care Quality Commission, and NHS England to ensure the safety of these services. So again, just a bit of background on how they found out. So the BBC's undercover reporter, a guy by the name of Alan Haslam, he spent 3 months as a support worker inside the Edenfield Centre near Manchester. So with the capacity for they've got capacity for more than 150 patients, right? And it's intended to care for people under the Mental Health Act, who are at serious risk of harming themselves or others, including some patients from the criminal justice system. So whistleblowers had already made allegations about poor staff behaviour and patient safety at the hospital, which is why the reporter went there wearing a hidden camera. And this is basically what the camera picked up, right? They saw staff swearing at patients, taunting and mocking them in vulnerable situations, such as like when they were undressing and joking about their self-harm. Also, patients were being unnecessarily restrained, so according to experts who reviewed the footage, as well as being slapped or pinched, like I mentioned, by staff on certain occasions. Some female staff acting in a sexualized way towards male patients. 10 patients being held in small seclusion rooms designed for short-term isolation to prevent immediate harm. They were put there for days, weeks, or even months.
No way.
With only brief breaks. And also patient observations, a crucial safety measure, being regularly missed, and records were even falsified.
Need to get the people to jail.
Yeah.
Can't even lie to you. They definitely need to go to jail. I do remember this has always been an issue though. I remember when I was in secondary school, I believe, and there was a documentary, it might have been on BBC as well. And I remember like there was an undercover investigation about stuff like this. So it's always been a thing where like literally they'll be changing the bed and they were like, obviously some of them are not able to go to the toilet and whatever, and they literally slap them when they peed themselves or whatever. Like, it's absolutely disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. I just feel like jobs like this, don't do the job if you don't actually have the heart to do it. Like jobs like this, I don't feel like these are the kind of jobs you should just do plainly for the money. And even if you want to do it for the money, you should be someone who is kind and not someone who has so much hatred for the people that you're in a position to have to take care of. It's absolutely disgusting. And I really hope there's some kind of charges that can be pressed. Sorry, but this is just inhumane.
Sad, man. Yeah,
Right.
that's the end of the headlines.
All right, well, let's get into word on road.
Yeah, you changed your ticket, didn't you, mate?
You me?
No, this young man.
Oh. Listeners. But yeah, well, not like that. Let's call people young men. But yeah, guys, so a bit of sad news we woke up to this morning. So the rapper Coolio has sadly passed away at the age of 59. He sings Gangsta's Paradise. He's also the genius behind Kenan and Kel's theme song. I love. I was watching that this morning. I really got really nostalgic.
You watching what? Gangsta's Paradise?
No, sir. Kenan and Kel's theme song.
Why no sir to Gangsta's Paradise?
What kind of nostalgia would I feel? Have I ever been a gangster?
What?
I've never been a gangster. What kind of nostalgia would I feel for that?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about. What are you talking
what
about?
she meant. Didn't you feel the nostalgia when you saw the Kenan and Kel theme song?
When? When did I see it? I
Have
didn't
you
see
seen it going around online today?
No,
Abreast
I only
of
found
these
out
things.
Coolio passed away when I came
Yeah,
here.
when he came in, that's when he
Yeah.
found out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But when I saw the Kenan and Kel, yeah, it's definitely not. I didn't feel nostalgia for Gangsta's Paradise.
No, okay. But why are you acting like it's a weird thing if you did?
It would be weird. It's
Why?
not. Why would what feeling of nostalgia can I pick up from that?
Is it because of your age?
No, it's just because of my existence. Like what?
I don't get it. No, because
What about
for
it?
some people, the song
Yeah.
is nostalgic. For me, it's nostalgic. That song came out when I was in primary school. That was a massive song.
Oh, okay, maybe it's my age then.
Yeah.
Because when I listened to Kenan and Kel, I was like, oh, like I miss
Yeah, Kid and Kel's
being a young
nostalgic.
babe.
But
Yeah.
for me, Gangsta's Paradise, that song is nostalgic for me. It reminds me of primary school, my adolescence. Like that's one
You're
at the
singing that in
time.
primary school.
What's that?
You're singing that in primary school.
Well, Gangsta's Paradise.
Yeah.
Of course.
I think that was the biggest rap song of the year.
Fam,
You know?
and-
In
Far.
primary
And
school,
that's
though.
funny.
Far.
The
Yo,
guy,
we're kids.
the guy on the song, the other guy,
the
LV.
yeah.
Everyone thought it was Biggie for long. Everyone kept saying that's. People kept saying that's Biggie. And then when I was older, I realized no, that's not Biggie.
That ain't
That's
Biggie.
LV. Remember, I mean, shout out to LV.
That's so funny. But yeah, so sadly he's passed away. So he went to visit his friend on Wednesday, and said he was going to the toilet, going to the bathroom, and he was gone for a while. So his friend went to check in on him and found him unresponsive on the floor. Called, the emergency services or whatever, and they sadly pronounced him dead on the scene.
Wow.
And they did say that it doesn't look like there's any foul play, so the police aren't really investigating it as foul play, but there will be an autopsy. So they reckon that it's probably like a cardiac arrest or something. So there will be some kind of autopsy, well, not some kind of, an autopsy will be done to see what really happened. And obviously people have paid tributes online, what's his name? Snoop Dogg has, and Ice Cube as well. He said, "This is sad news. I witnessed firsthand this man's grind to the top of the industry. Rest in peace." So love to his family
Yeah,
and
sad, man. Shout out to Coolio, man.
yeah, very sad news. Next on my list is, so obviously I reported when about PNB Rock also who passed away, I think a couple of weeks now. Well, they've arrested a suspect in the case. So the police are basically working on intel that it's a father and son. So what it was, the son has been arrested. The son is at 17. So he's been arrested. And the father, his name is Freddie Trone. So he's the one who actually shot PNB. And then the son was the getaway driver, basically. And also they're saying that from what it looks like, they were already there. Like they were in the parking, well, what Americans call parking lot. What do we call it? Car park, that's it. Yeah, they were already in the car park before PNB got there. So, there was a whole thing about, whether his girlfriend, because she posted their location. So a lot of people coming for her saying, she posted the location. Why would she do that? He's just recently gone on academic show and talked about, being people tried to rob him before and stuff like that. So all of that news came out yesterday. I know some people had a lot of reactions saying, people need to apologize to the girlfriend and blah, blah, because clearly it wasn't that they were already there. And obviously they recognized who he was. And apparently as well, the father, he's been arrested before for robbery. So he just does this. He just carries weapons and robs people. So he's been arrested. He's been arrested for that. And the son is actually in police custody now for suspicion of accessory to murder. So the dad, he's got a 2002 robbery arrest and a 2005 felony charge for threatening someone. So at the moment he hasn't been got yet. He's at large and they're trying to find him, and obviously they put out his picture and all that kind of stuff for people to try and find him. And just on that, Cardi must have tweeted when the article came out. There was an article that said the father and son duo were already in the restaurant's parking lot when PNB arrived, seemingly removing the possibility that PNB was targeted from a social media post from his girlfriend showing they were eating at Roscoe's. And Cardi said, "I told y'all must not know how the hood moves. You owe this girl an apology for the shit y'all put her through, knowing that she saw her baby dad die in her face. Social media investigators, you guys suck." And that is the word. Mark said the exact same thing when the story came out.
A lie?
Yeah, you did.
I came out into a defense straight away when everybody was going crazy. I was like, bro, what if the killer never even saw her tweet? And he's like, just putting this woman through so much stuff.
Yeah, it's so sad, man.
It was horrible, man.
So traumatic.
No one ain't gonna apologize to her either. You get me?
But I don't think she want to hear it. Like, shut up. I wouldn't shut up. Like, leave me alone. Just leave me alone, because you did all of that. It's wild, man. And they've got a child together as well. Poor kid's gonna grow up and see all that initial reaction and all that dumb stuff. It's crazy. But next on my list of things, one thing about 50 Cent, 50 Cent stays getting a bag. As messy as he is, I actually like his business entrepreneurial side. But basically, he and Moina Scott Young are basically producers of a show that is called Hip Hop Homicides. So essentially, it's going to take a deep dive into unsolved murders in the hip hop community, and it's going to break down evidence, gathering exclusive eyewitnesses' testimonies, and analyzing conspiracies. And in the trailer, it shows XXXTentacion, Pop Smoke, King Von, and then other rappers as well who have passed away. If anyone knows, Pop Smoke meant a lot to 50, and so I guess this would hopefully honor him in some kind of way. And it will be presented by a guy called Van Lathan. You all know him?
I've heard of him,
Yeah, so he's going to be presenting it. And in the opening scene, you can hear him saying, as of 2022, there have been a staggering number of rappers who have been murdered, and more than half of those cases are unsolved. I'm your host, and together with executive producer 50 Cent, we're here to bring these cases into the light. So, it should be interesting, and hopefully.
You know that time when
triggering.
Kanye said slavery was a choice?
Yeah.
He was at TMZ, innit, when he said it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy that was responding to him.
That was Lathan, wasn't it?
Van
Yeah.
Lathan, yeah.
I thought so, yeah. I can see it's funny, I can see his face in my head. But so that's gonna be coming out. And then also Caresha, aka Young Miami, she had an exclusive interview with XXL magazine. And she's basically talking about, 'cause obviously she's got her podcast, Caresha Please, which is doing really well. And it's under Didi's label Revolt, where he advertises his tequila every chance he gets. I clocked what you said about the Drink Champs thing, Yusuf.
Yeah.
And the Bryson Tiller.
Bryson Tiller video. He puts it at the front of every episode, man. We don't care.
I skip that. It was absolutely hilarious. But yeah, so she sat down with them to give like a exclusive interview and talk about, you know, her journey as a city girl, how it all started, and like the success of her podcast, which has been doing really, really well. So, you know, they asked how that kind of happened, what that was like. So one thing about Young Miami, yeah, she's been going viral since she came out. So she talks in she's just so funny to listen to. Like she's come up with iconic lines like "What's big, sweetie?" and her and Saucy Santana are their best friends, which actually interesting story. So Saucy Santana was actually besties with JT. So when JT went to prison, he kind of stepped in to look after, like to just take care and be there for Caresha. And they've gotten like super, super close now. So I remember during lockdown especially, they would have these Instagram lives. I want to tell you, they're the funniest. They were just too funny. Like they roast each other, they talk to each other. Like it's just absolutely funny. And with Young Miami as well, the way she talks, the things she says, her accent is all just hilarious. So she was basically saying how she always goes viral for stuff and whatever. And then one time she was on the phone, she was talking to Diddy one time, and he was like to her, you know what, you should actually do a podcast. People love your personality, so you should kind of show more of that. And so that's how the whole idea of that came up. And she talks about like how she's always been a goofy person, but actually in reality, she's actually a shy person. Which you can kind of tell when city girls have an interview, because JT's more the outspoken one, but Young Miami's always the reserved, taking a backseat one. So she talked about that, and they also addressed her having a breakdown back in August. How she said basically that she'd been working a lot and like traveling from place to place, state to state, all that kind of stuff. And she missed like 2 flights, and she just had a breakdown in the airport, and it just made her realize she needed to rest. And she was saying how, you know, it's okay to like go through emotions and need to rest and all that kind of stuff. And I recently watched Caresha Please with Megan Thee Stallion. First of all, the sexual chemistry between those two is ridiculous. But that being said, they obviously talked about, you know, Megan's losses and all that kind of stuff, and her mental health and blah, blah. And it was actually nice to see Young Miami kind of encourage her and just kind of big her up and give her flowers and just tell her that, you know, she's doing amazing and her parents will be really proud of her. It's a very, very lovely interview. You guys check it out. But so she talked about that. And then she's made solo songs outside of City Girl. So she's got Rap Freaks. This is one where she said, you know, there was roaches on Diddy's face. And she said, what did she say? Something about Buenos noches. Oh yeah, I told Diddy, eat my pussy something and then knock him to sleep. Buenos noches. That was another viral moment she had. But anyway, so she's had like solo songs since then. So the interviewer asked, you know, whether she's gonna go solo and blah blah, and she was like, no, absolutely not. Like City Girls is her, she's City Girls, and it's just when JT went to prison. So basically, JT went to prison at the peak of their career. And while she was away, they had like BET interviews performances or whatever. And Young Miami would do it all on her own. And then obviously at one point as well, she got pregnant and whatever. So she really, really held it down while JT was away. But she was saying how when JT then came out of prison, because JT came out of prison in time for the album to be released, and it was going to be their first album, you know, because I think they only had mixtapes before, and it's going to be their first album and everything. But sadly, it got leaked. So that affected like the stats, that affected everything. So so she was basically saying how, you know, she's done the solo songs because it was something that she wanted to do and it was fun for her, blah, blah. But City Girls, podcast aside and everything, City Girls is still there and she won't be going solo anytime soon. And then the bit that was very, very interesting as well was she was saying how they asked her what she wanted with her podcast. And she kind of she went viral again for this, but what she said, she basically said, yeah, she wants to be the Black Oprah. But Oprah's black. Ma'am. So she was like how, you know, she wants to be the Black Oprah and she wants her podcast to reach, you know, amazing heights, and she wants to be iconic, like, she wants to get the GOAT status like, you know, Wendy Williams and Oprah and stuff. And to be fair, because when I first watched the first episode, that was one with Diddy where she, you know, said, you know, we go together. It was, you could tell she's not really great at like interviewing, but I watching, what's her name? Megan Thee Stallion's one the other day. She's actually gone a lot better. So, yeah. So big up Caresha and everything she's doing. And yeah, she'll be great. I know she's had that Saweetie on there as well, and yeah, she's doing what she needs to do. And then they also asked her, like, in terms of female rappers, who she supports, and she was like, honestly, I support everybody. Like, she named Cardi, she named Nicki. She talked about how she really likes Glorilla's Fuck Nigga Free song as well. And yeah, she's just here for goodness, really, which is great. And then next on my list is also another excellence, but this is Nigerian excellence. So I mentioned Asake yesterday and how, you know, he's got his concert. Pre-sales tomorrow. I don't know why I told you guys that, because that's more competition, but pre-sales tomorrow. But yeah, so he basically he's got the highest, so his album, Mr. Money with the Vibe, has basically become the highest charted Nigerian debut album on Billboard.
Wow.
Like ever.
Wow.
So he's obviously, Burna Boy's got that as well. Burna Boy hit that as well with Damini, his recent album, and also Twice as Tall. I keep telling you guys that's a good album. And also, obviously, Wizkid with Made in Lagos. So that's absolutely amazing. And he entered at number 66 on Billboard 200. And when you think that's worldwide songs, that's
cool.
Absolutely amazing. So congratulations to him. And his concert will be one for the books. Everybody get your jeans jackets ready, your jeans skirts, and let's go. And then also Black UK Excellence. Today is Oloni's day. Today is Oloni's publication day. And I'm going to show you guys the book because I'm going to have to hold it like it's an egg because this is her actual, like, official copy, like her first copy ever. She accidentally left it here. But yeah, this is her book.
It's called. Leave it here. She left it for this particular purpose.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
I think you guys should have let me run because you ruined my moment now. Yes, so her book is called The Big O. It is, first of all, I absolutely love the color and everything. This is my favorite colors. Like purple is my bag. But yeah, so it's out today. Today's her publication day. So happy publication day, Oloni. I did start reading it. So on the front it says it's an empowering guide to loving, dating, and fucking. And which is great. And I started reading it actually, and I thought it was really, really. I thought it had such a strong start to it, and a very capturing start to it, because she talks about like her experiences and like how she grew. And I don't think as well it's a book for just women. I think men can read it. Like I think by reading this book, I think you understand why it is that women think, and like women's understanding and relationship with sex the way it is. Because I know she talks in the book. She talks about you know, her upbringing around the matter of sex and knowing what sex was like, and even having the conversation with her parents about, you know, her career and everything. And I think with Oloni, she's someone who is misunderstood, I would say, mainly by a lot of men. I don't know what you guys think Oloni's doing. I don't know what men think Oloni does, but it's not what they think it is. And I think she's helped a lot of women be more confident in terms of like talking about sex and just like sharing their experiences and just helping women feel like actually empowered and like more sexually confident, I would say. So congratulations to her. This is absolutely amazing. I can't wait to finish it and just get through all of it. I know she's got some really good pointers in there as well. And I've actually learned stuff. I haven't read that much, but I've already learned stuff about the female body, even though I'm a woman myself. So yeah, congratulations to her. This is absolutely amazing. And it says that the book is the ultimate sex positive manifesto, which will show you how to reclaim and pursue your sexual desires, sensuality, autonomy, and pleasure by breaking down taboos, rejecting shame, and refusing repression. We can all harness the power of sexual freedom and start enjoying the sex life we've always dreamed of. And I know that one of Oloni's big thing is to close the orgasm gap. So with this book, she will be doing that. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to finishing it, and just, this is great. Like I just love Black women doing amazing things.
Is she here next week?
I think she's going to be coming soon. I'm not sure what date it's going to be, but she definitely will be coming soon. I can't wait to sit down and kind of pick her brain about stuff and understand more of the journey of, you know, how this came about and everything. So congratulations, Oloni, and you guys can get the book. And actually, if you've got Amazon Prime, you can actually order the book today and get it later today. And it's currently half price, so there you go. But yeah, that is all from me. I thought I'd end on a great high. And let's get into the People's Journal.
Thank you very much for that, Esther.
Anytime.
Welcome to the People's Journal. I'll give you the news from an economics point of view. So I've got a few things to talk about.
Yeah.
First thing I will touch on is that basically the Bank of England has had to step in to kind of stabilize the economy, right? Mm-hmm. So what they've basically done is they're basically buying up the debt of the UK government, right, to kind of bring down the interest rates that the government will have to will be subjected to, basically. And what that does is basically send a message to other people who are on the outside, basically saying, you know, the UK is done, which made the pound plummet, and all these negative things that you've been hearing over the past few days. It's basically, they did that to kind of stabilize the market and to just add a bit more confidence to everybody, right? And make people believe, at least, that they don't necessarily see trusts and Mr. Kwarteng as buffoons in it. He just made a silly policy, right? Implemented a silly policy. So they've done that, and as of, I think yesterday, I believe, the pound kind of went up a bit. Again, it's only, like most markets, everything goes up and down in it. So you can't really tell if it's going to be a long-term effect, especially as Kwesi Kwarteng is basically meant to be coming out to talk about more borrowing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Remember, like you said yesterday, he did say that, you know, he kind of hinted that there will be additional borrowing, right? This is why, in addition to that, why the IMF stepped in to basically say they're concerned about the UK government adding more money to the borrowing that they've already done. So, let me just read something real quick. They said basically, with almost £200 billion added to the UK debt over the next 4 years, investors were certain to sell the pound and demand that the UK pay a higher interest rate on its loans. You know what I'm saying? So this is basically the sentiment that's going on out there. And this is why the bankers basically tried to come to the rescue. I saw a clip earlier today of Mr. Kwarteng leaving the Bank of England, right, after a meeting. Yeah. And journalists coming up to him, asking him, yo, like, what are you doing? Da, 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 da. Asking a bunch of different questions. He was moving like, see, when everyone was talking about his trying to revoke his black card, this guy was black. This guy was like, no comment. No comment. I need my lawyer. No comment.
Said, don't disturb me.
Leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what he's dealing with. And he's really, him and Liz Truss, they're really standing firm in their belief right now. They're basically saying, yes, even though we kind of needed some emergency intervention from the Bank of England, right? It was a difficult decision to make, but it's still a decision that we believe long-term is the best one. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, I want them to be right, man. You know what I'm saying? I want them to be right, because at the end of the day, we all suffer if they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Like we were discussing the other day as well, though. People react based on how they perceive something is the case, not necessarily what is the case. You know what I'm saying? So I guess we'll have to wait till we hear a bit more details on Kwesi Kwarteng's next move with regards to borrowing and things of that nature. Other things is somewhat related to economics, like I always say, everything's related to economics. But this is like basically two breaking news that just come out basically, and this is about the barristers. I think it was 2 days ago we spoke about certain guys who are potential criminals being told, you know what, you can go home, man, because there's no barristers there to defend you. There's nothing going on right now, and judges can't keep them for a certain amount of time. So basically what's come out is barristers are going to be asked to vote on whether to end the strike action after there's been a new fresh proposal from the government. So the government has basically hollered at these guys and be like, look, guys, we've got a new offer. Can you guys vote on whether to stop the strikes, at least while we negotiate? So hopefully that doesn't cause the whole bloody justice system to break down as well, innit? Yeah. And again, while she was talking the word of the road, there's been another breaking news, and this is from Russia. Over the last couple of days, we've been talking about how Russia is trying to annex a few more territories in Ukraine. Well, they're formally looking to do it with a ceremony. So after obviously they got the huge vote in their favor, they're basically saying on Friday they're gonna do like a formal ceremony to basically say, look, these areas that we've taken over in Ukraine are now Russian areas, now part of Russia basically. Yeah. And the very last thing is to do with Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Remember, again, we spoke about Tyson Fury offering Anthony Joshua a contract saying, look, let's fight in December, man. And on Twitter, both of them agreed with it. Well, AJ agreed with it. And I think even on Instagram, he's done a few lives where he's like basically implying he's on it, you know what I'm saying? But the contract obviously needs to be signed. Otherwise, it's just talk, innit? So Tyson Fury basically gave him an ultimatum to sign it by Monday. Obviously, Monday's gone, innit? But he extended it on Twitter to Thursday, so to today. So, he's basically saying, look, if you're on it, sign the contract. Let's fight in December. If not, just make it clear. Let's not do the back and forth. Sign the contract. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I guess we will see if we get that fight, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Hopefully.
A little callback. Just because I think somebody's misunderstood your point of view. The commenter says, you say that you support policies, not parties, but the policies are clearly flawed.
Why are they clearly flawed?
Moses has asked, like, how? But I thought your position was, we don't know yet what this particular policy is going to
long term. Yeah.
And obviously, off the back of optics, things have moved quickly because of this announcement.
Exactly.
So you're suggesting that he should be given time, or they should be given time, but you are also aware that they may not be given time because. All right. So your stance is, what can I do? What can anybody do?
You just gotta wait, innit? But if you're asking,
did you just report that the boxing might not take place?
No. Basically, he's given AJ ultimatum to sign it by today.
But he's not gonna do it, is he?
I'm not too sure, you know.
Do you remember what my sources said?
Yep.
Yeah, just putting it out there.
Yeah, it's true. You know, people, listen, TDA, man. We give you the news before the news, man.
Okay.
Just putting it out there, man.
But I hear what you're saying, Brent. And you know what the thing is, right? Overall, if you ask my opinion, right? Overall, I believe long term, and to benefit everybody in the best way possible, cutting tax is the best way. You know what I'm saying? Cutting tax and reducing government spending. The problem is the government are spending a lot still, whilst cutting tax, and they're spending from borrowing. So that in itself is kind of the flaw. That's the part I don't agree with. You know what I'm saying? But overall, you need to cut tax. You need to cut tax. You know what I'm saying? And yeah.
All right, thank you very much.
Alrighty. Well, let's get into woke or joke.
Right. So today's woke or joke. This might be a straightforward one. You lot might even just answer so quick, innit? But
I would have got my answer.
But you may even need to do a poll. It might even be 100% to 0. Who knows, right? But the question is, are we pretty much wasting our time with voting? Are we wasting our time with talking about politics? Are we wasting our time talking about economic policies?
I know you asked that.
And why do I say that, right? It's because some people believe, you know what, regardless of the party, especially as it's been only two that's been in the running since, I don't know, the last 100 years or whatever, are they actually in bed with each other? Are we really getting what we kind of vote for? Or are they basically in some secret meetings kind of just doing certain things, kind of just controlling the ebb and the flow of everything? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we get a few years of blue, a few years of red, but really effectively they do what they want. You know what I'm saying? Do you guys believe that's the case?
No.
There are a few questions in there, though, isn't there?
Yeah, I'll go into it more.
I definitely think it's all the same stuff. I don't think it makes a difference. I think I think like it's all the same shit. Like once you're politicians, obviously you pick your side, but you need two people to create that competition or whatever. It's literally all the same shit. They're all brethren. Nothing not change. It's long, it's pointless.
So you honestly think they're all brethren?
Yeah, for the most part. It's just like when you see like lawyers and solicitors and the defense and the prosecution all chill together and laugh at lunchtime and then come into the court and pretend like they're onto each other and stuff like that. Like they're all pairs and stuff. It's all, of course they are.
you talking about parties or are you talking about opposing lawyers?
The politicians. So the politicians. I'm talking about the politicians and the parties are made up of the politicians. So it's all the same shit.
I don't agree.
So what do you think, Brett? Then?
Well, I don't agree that lawyers representing their clients are the same as government MPs.
Yeah, but these are friends. You don't think there are people that are friends that are on the opposite side of the board?
I 100% do believe that that's the case. But just like in this room, we have different allegiances or beliefs, and we're still brethren. But
Exactly.
So is that what you think Iman is asking?
Well, that they're all in groups together.
I feel like that's what he's likening it to. He's likening the politicians going in the house and saying, no, I want this, I want that, but then they're all cool afterwards. That they all just, it's basically a performance. Kind of how similarly how lawyers will go in court and be like, no, not this time and not that, blah, blah. And then when they come out there, they're having lunch together. So I think the point he's trying to make is that, yes, they're all cool. They're all one and the same people. But what it is, obviously, when their job requires it to, they perform to decide that they're playing.
Yeah.
All right. So, question: do you think that the majority of Conservative MPs normally come from the type of schooling system that Labour MPs come from?
I don't know. Probably not. But once you get there, once obviously like your upbringing, but once you get there, you're in that field, you're in the MP world, isn't it? It doesn't matter what your path was to get there. Once you're there, you're in that club. They're all in the same club.
Ryan, what's your take on this?
Say that last thing again, Brett. I didn't hear the last thing you said.
What last thing Mark said?
No, that you said in the question.
Conservatives and Labour, do you think they come from the same schooling system? Like
Education
they read up
background.
in the same education background.
A lot of them do. And that's fact as well. But like a lot of them also come from different backgrounds as well. So it's a weird one. It's a weird one. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what's happening here.
You think you know a person?
Do you think they all go to different schools?
I tend to believe that people from the Green Party and the Labour Party, they kind of go to schools that we go to. And you would tend to find them in those types of schools. Yes, you might find a couple of them, a few of them going to Eton class schools, but not majority.
Not the majority. I don't think it's the majority.
But this is a question I'm asking.
No, but you're saying basically to some of them, right?
No.
Not all of them. Of course not all of them.
Not all of them, but in
The majority.
as opposed to the exception, it's the rule.
So you see
Based
how
on their belief systems, their
I guess
values.
so, yeah.
They tend to work. They tend to fight for the working class because they came from the working class.
I don't think they all came from the working class. That's
Not
basically-
all of them,
Yes.
but the majority of them.
I'm not even sure the majority, to be
okay,
fair.
cool.
I'm not even sure the majority.
So
I
that's why you
could be
believe
wrong though.
That's
I
why
could
you
be
believe
wrong.
that all of them are brethren, and they just basically just.
I don't believe.
Yeah,
I haven't said what I believe.
That's why I asked you. What do you think on this matter?
My question is just a question out there, isn't it? Do I think some of them rub shoulders together? Do I think there's certain things in place? Do I think there's a higher power that maybe controls whatever government's in there? Put it this way: if I had to put money on it, I would say no. But it's not far-fetched to me. It's not far-fetched to me at all. You know what I'm saying? It's not far-fetched to me.
So they all get together and basically say, "This is what we're doing, and this is what it is that we're letting the public know." Go.
No, I don't think they all go. I feel like there could be something in place to kind of prevent certain things from going too far left and too far right.
Like Brexit?
It could be like, I don't know, just something that's outside of the general population's you know what I'm saying, control.
This is so interesting.
Yeah, this is why it's a conspiracy, bro.
No, as in the comments I'm hearing.
Okay, what's people saying?
Huh?
What's people saying?
No, from this room.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Cool.
So what do you think then? You just think it's literally the power, whoever sits in that seat in 10 Downing Street has the power?
Is that a question you're asking? Is there a higher
I'm
power
asking
than
you a
the
different
government?
question. Huh?
Is that the question you're asking me? Is there a higher power than the government? I mean, the parties that are actually fighting
Yeah.
for power?
Yes.
I do believe that there is a higher power, yes.
Okay.
I don't believe that all of them want the same thing.
Who's them?
This particular higher power that you're talking about.
Okay, so do you think, okay,
I believe that there are higher powers in each parties.
I'm not asking that though. I'm okay. That's
You're
that's a
saying
good
there's
point.
one
That's a
body that basically says to all parties, this is how we're going to play this system. You can play your part until it is that we tell you to stop.
As long as it doesn't go too far this way or that way.
Like Brexit.
I'm not. Brexit, obviously, maybe Brexit. I don't know. Depends.
All right.
Depends.
So in this particular circumstance where cost of living crisis is and the pound is falling, so who benefits from this? Because if there is this,
yeah, but remember, because you're asking a question and assessing the answer from right now. There's various reasons. It's just like, I don't know. Many moons ago, and decades ago, people thought, you know what? One day, I can see there being like a united currency in Europe. You know what I'm saying? And people are like, nah, come on now. The UK won't agree to that. Countries want to be separate, this, that, and the third. Decades later now, you had everyone come together and there's the euro. You know what I'm saying? Someone can speculate and say, you know what, that's because there was a plan in place. It was engineered. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of who the people voted in, we was always going to go towards the euro. You see what I'm saying? And maybe there were certain powers in place to say, regardless of what the people say, we're always going to come out of the euro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing this out there. What do you think of that?
When you say regardless of what the people say, I do believe that whatever it is that these politicians want, it's based on what they push in the media, based on who runs the media, that's how the public is swayed. So I don't think they just wait until the public decide. I think they will manufacture what they need to manufacture in order for the public to decide what it is they want to decide.
And who controls the media?
Certain entities that have plenty money and influence. And they are normally the ones to actually put these particular MPs in position.
They're the ones that normally do it?
Yes.
Okay.
And is this what you're talking about?
Exactly.
Yes, I do believe
in
that
different ways.
Movers, because remember, MPs change all the time.
100%.
But they're nefarious entities that exist even for as long as it is they want to exist. I believe that. But I didn't know that's what you were asking. I thought you were saying these parties, are they all part of the same pot?
No, but what do you mean? Not in the most obvious way, because that wouldn't make no sense, innit?
I can understand you saying, are they all being fooled?
The parties?
Yes.
Okay, fine, if you want to take it there. But I was more so looking at it, do you think the people are being fooled? As in the public?
100%, but that's a given. And that's the question you were asking? Are the people being fooled?
Yes, because are we basically suckers in this? Do we actually think our votes do something? Or is there some higher power that is basically controlling both parties, or both parties are all together in some type of way, certain people from certain parties, whatever, who basically, make the pendulum swing the way they want it to?
Okay, cool. And another question, do you feel as though that these parties are willing participants or they are dumbfounded? They don't actually know that they're being controlled?
This is all part of the discussion. Okay. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it is I want to answer, because I was hearing what you were saying, and I thought you guys were saying that, all of them are the same, they're brethren, and they all know what they're doing, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. It could be, we don't know how entrenched it is. I'm not saying this is the case. I'm just speaking from someone, let's just say I believe the conspiracy. Like, I could be saying to you guys, you don't know how entrenched it is. Like you just said, these party people may not even know. They're part of the entire thing.
All right, cool. Lovely. So, one, it's definitely important that we vote, right? That's what we all agree on. Yeah. That's the first question that you posed to us, right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it important, Mano?
Because I think it does play a part. And again, like I said, if I was to vote, I don't think there's a higher power that just does it. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. So I believe our vote does something. You know what I'm saying? Remember, I'm posing the question. It's woke or joke, innit? That's not necessarily my viewpoint.
All right, so you don't believe in this nefarious high power?
I think there's certain things, right? But I don't think overall it nullifies our vote. I believe our vote does something. Yeah.
All right, cool.
But again, I do think... Again, I'll give you a quick example. We were talking about, like, our good brother Tariq. He mentioned on Monday, right? About the Labour files, right? Mm-hmm. Now, one could say, you know what? These people are all in cahoots with this higher power to make sure Labour didn't go too far left. You know what I'm saying? Because Corbyn was going to take it to another left. You know what I'm saying? Left again. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, let's put something in place, perhaps, to make sure Labour's not too far left. You know what I'm saying?
And that these people are within the Labour Party also, right?
Yeah, happy. Remember, it's the Labour files, isn't it?
Yeah. As in these people who are governing and policing where Labour goes. They're within the Labour Party. They're not within another party.
Perhaps this is what I'm trying to say to you.
Because this is what the Labour Files was actually like uncovering.
I know.
Like they were.
Yeah, but you remember, it uncovers what someone could say. It uncovers what they're willing to let you know now. So let's just say these people are also part of something else. You know what I'm saying? You never know. So that's the whole the line of questioning, bro. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how deep it goes, if it is even true. But that's the question.
Yeah, cool. So you continue voting, even though people.
Are you going to summarize something that nobody said or what?
No, you just said you'll keep on voting because you don't believe that there is a higher nefarious power.
Yeah, that nullifies our vote.
Nullifies our vote.
Yeah,
cool. And I think that was the first thing that you had asked, and then you went on to, do you think that these parties are all working for the same thing?
Yeah, because people believe that. Margs kind of intimated that same thing.
That's what puzzled me.
Why is it bothering you though? It's not hard to believe, is it?
To me, it is, to be honest.
Okay.
Because again, I've seen Coleman get like railroaded. They're not brethren.
Yeah, but doesn't that prove the point? I just said that though. Because maybe like there's a particular power that wants to make sure it doesn't go too far left or too far right, depending on their particular interests or agenda at that time. And maybe Corbyn didn't fit the mold. So we have to make sure he doesn't.
That all of them are brethren.
Yeah.
And this is just a pantomime.
Yeah.
To me, I said no because I saw Corbyn get railroaded. If they're all brethren and it's a pantomime, this couldn't happen.
Yeah, but I'm seeing Margs as just oversimplifying the same thing that I'm just saying now, though. You know what I'm saying?
Is that really?
That's how I'm seeing it. That basically, regardless of how you frame it, there's still something happening, you know what I'm saying, that's outside of the public's control.
There's a whole set of conflicts.
He's not arguing with what Mark said. Mark's the clip if you're like, why am I in this shit?
Yo, I hear the whole lawyer thing. Most of them are brethren. They don't have animosity towards each other. They just have to represent their client to the fullest. So 100% you're going to see them laughing and giggling. But he equated that to them Conservatives and the Labour MPs. And I don't see the correlation.
I think
I'm
you missed the point.
Maybe they're not all in cahoots like that, yeah. But there's no real difference. They're all the same people. There's gonna be people from either sides of the table that don't like each other. There's gonna be some that are brethren. But I'm saying that whoever that higher power is that you are talking about, that's higher than the government, sees Conservative and Labour as the same thing. It's the same vessel. It's the same. It's the same means to the same ends. Like there's no difference between these lot. It doesn't matter who you pick, who's in power. It's like what Iman said about the euro. Like that was coming no matter what you picked, no matter what you done, because the people in power wanted that to happen. And that's what speaks to everything else. Like it's all the same shit.
Oh no!
That's what I believe.
Yeah.
that is so funny. I said,
Was that directed at Iman?
I don't know, but Iman tends to leave the room when something
when it's
is
meant to be for him.
When it's meant to be for him, yeah.
Yeah.
He does this whole wishful.
I think that was for me, to be honest. I think he's responding to me because he knows
Talk to
I
the
don't
break.
understand what the hell he's talking about. So
You don't understand what I'm talking about.
no. I swear.
Is that a no then?
Somebody's saying I'm taking it too literal. Yes, because Marx is talking. Like somebody's talking, right? And he says something, and I'm thinking, let me listen to what he's saying and take him for what he's saying. That's what I did. And it's confusing me. And when I get confused, I bring the work.
You're smart enough to read in between the lines.
Brother, you said, them lawyers are brethren. I agree. Then you said, just like them politicians. 100% some of them are professional, courteous. But when it comes down to their core beliefs and values that they're arguing for the constituents, they ain't on the same side. They're not on the same side.
Okay, so you don't think that, like you're saying, for the people that's more powerful than the government, the real decision makers, you don't think both Labour and Conservative serve the same purpose for them?
I think they play a part on the big chessboard. And when certain people fall out of the line of what they want, they get them removed, a.k.a. Corbyn. But, I believe that a lot of the MPs don't even know that they're being controlled.
The Corbyn thing wasn't just the opposition. He was getting it from his side as well, which speaks to what I'm saying. It's all the same shit.
This is what I said. The main thing came from inside. This is what I said. The Labour Files is literally painting that picture as clear as day. That's what I said. I'm not disagreeing with you. Literally. Conservatives didn't get him out of it. It was people inside of his own party. Look at you getting vexed. And I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. Anyway, let's move on. It's definitely
I think you should put a poll as well. You think it's a what thing?
It's a joke thing. It's a joke thing.
All right, put a poll as well.
All right. All right. Should we do our last headlines for today?
Yes, do it.
Let's do it.
So a chess commentator has been sacked by the International Chess Federation for making sexist comments.
During chess? Was it a man or woman?
Are you jumping the gun? Let's see. No, you're right. It was a man. So Ilyas Smirin was broadcasting live during the 9th round of the Women's Grand Prix on Tuesday. The Israeli grandmaster admitted on air he had said chess is maybe not for women, and also seemingly praised the woman for playing like a man. He later told the BBC he did not want to hurt anyone, and he loves and respects both chess and women. Mr. Smirin, who was once ranked one of the world's top 20 players, was making his debut as an English language commentator in Kazakhstan. He was initially speaking about one of the competitors, who's the Chinese player, Zhu Jina. She's a woman grandmaster, which is separate. It's a lower title to that of a grandmaster. So all chess players, men and women, can become grandmasters, which is the highest title a chess player can attain if they have a rating of 2,500 and above. The very top female chess players have this title too. The woman grandmaster title is only for women and requires a lower rating of 2,300. The commentators were discussing whether Zhu Jina could become grandmaster when Mr. Smirin said she's a woman grandmaster or what? Why she wants to be like a men grandmaster in this case? Mr. Smirin went on to appear to admit that privately he had said chess may not be for women.
I can't really say what I want to say. I can't really say what I want to really say, but he's wilding.
Yeah. And this is the first day on the job, you know.
I said, firstly, they're coming for equal rights. They're coming for equal pay. And now she's trying to be like men in chess too. He's moving mad. His first day.
First day as a commentator.
Has he been fired?
He's out of there, man.
He just shows
why are you on to women in chess for anyway? Because anyone can play chess.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't seem to think women are that smart. And they should be in the kitchen cooking.
I think also at that level, right? I think there's certain personalities that you kind of exhibit when you're playing chess. Certain aggressive moves and things of that nature.
That is not aggressive. That is hate. That's hate speech.
No, but I'm saying like the actual moves you make, one could say, you know what, that's quite aggressive. I would typically attribute that to a man playing, for example. I think that's what he's trying to say. But I'm not trying to defend him, innit? Let me just get out of that.
Yeah, you gotta make that clear. Because, yeah. We got to chess them.
Yeah.
Chess them people.
That's our last headline.
All right, well, done out here. I think it's time to be done out here.
No way, we here already.
Yup.
Man said
Sure
that was
are.
a male move.
Do you know how wild that is, you know? Do you know how wild that is? You just move an object.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bit man-like.
Kevin Thompson says he's right.
Of course. That is
This done out here is going to be short and sweet. Sorry, people. It's a continuation from yesterday. So obviously yesterday I told you about the Ukrainian harlot that was abusing her man, broke up. Tony left her, so now she's in the mud, no home, no money, rah, 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 rah. Boy, city boys are damn bad.
Oh,
Tony,
I love it.
Tony's come out today apologizing. I think he done like a press conference where he's standing next to his old gal. He's standing next to his old gal apologizing and thing and groveling. But it's kind of weird because it don't look like he's trying to take her back. He's saying that he wants to focus on himself and his rap career.
Okay, Tony. Tony, sir.
So I don't know if he's going to make a love song for her because obviously he made the diss track as well. You know about the diss track. The diss track was brazy. But yeah, he's standing next to her in the yard. I don't know if it's ITV there. I don't even know why this is such big news as well. There's like a press conference in the living room. And he's standing beside her and he's like, listen, I'm sorry. I love you. Like, anything you need, I got you. And I'm thinking, you know, like you got fucking 2 pennies to rub together. But anything you need, I've got you. Like,
go off, King.
Like, I don't know what you're going to do for it. Yeah, but he's damn bad. He should have took the high ground. he's saying like obviously he wants to focus on himself. He's going to be single, even though he's got gal in his DM sending him nudes and ting, but he's not focused on that right now.
He said that.
Yeah. Oh wait.
Tony's mad.
Wait there. Let me see if I can find the quote. I've been going up.
If he's trying to win his girl back, you don't tell her that there's nudes in your DMs. But I guess it's proving that he wants to be single.
No, he's saying.
Streets want Tony.
No, gal is on him. You know what I'm trying to say? Because he's like he's a celebrity now. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, gal are on him. Let's look. He said, look, I'm not going to get into a relationship with anybody, although I've had quite a few offers on the internet with people even sending me nude pictures of themselves. He's popping. Yeah, he's popping, but I don't know why he felt the need to do the press conference and apologize to his gal. It's like, take the hype, like you fucked up, you done bad. Like just ride off into the sunset, keep it quiet. I don't know why he had to do this and apologize. Like I felt like he was up before, and now I just feel like he's down.
Yeah, but I guess he embarrassed her in public, so public apology for public embarrassment.
Nah, man, keep the same energy, man. You was a hot boy, man. You was a player. You get me? And then now you're here with your tail tucked between your legs looking like a fool.
And it's winter now, it's cuffing season, and he's out here single. Crazy.
I'm looking at that video and I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, these that are going to be back together soon.
She's probably taking him back already.
Yeah, these that are made for each other because they ain't got no hope, really and truly. Get me? They're down bad. So yeah, listen, this whole family's been done at it. Like, at some point,
for months.
The wife, all of them, everybody involved in it has been done at it. It's sick.
That's so funny.
So it's cool. Obviously, I told you yesterday I'm going to keep you updated. I think this is the last we're going to hear from them. We've got closure on the situation.
Yeah.
Tony knows he done wrong. He apologized.
Focusing on his music.
We just have to just look forward to the new music, I guess. And obviously, when he drops, Yuski's going to cover that in the rotation. Get me? And
He's like, I'd rather eat glass.
We have to see whether it makes the rotation or not. But yeah, man, that's it, man. Tony, man, he's down bad. He apologized, called a press conference. He said he's never getting back with Sophia, ever. She's done it. Actually, he said she tricked him. She clocked that. She tricked him. He's manipulative and coercive. The police even told him that. You get me? Because she was doing stuff like putting on makeup and dressing up or something like that.
That's why.
I don't even know how he had the balls to say that next to his ex-gal.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but men are so like easy to trick. How are you gonna say she tricked you because she's putting on makeup and bodycon dresses? You're a fool, mate. What an absolute twat. What the hell?
Yeah, where I was at work, I didn't see it. You get me? I thought my wife was overreacting, but now I see it. You get me? Basically, he thought the grass was green on the other side. There, got the Ukrainian thing and clocked this guy as an idiot.
You got new pussy and clocked the home pussy, make you feel safe for real.
That's
really it.
So he wants his home pussy. So man, Tony, man, you're damn bad, man. You're done at air, man. I don't think we're gonna hear from them again. Next time we hear from Tony, we'll be on the rotation.
And over to you, Yusuf.
Yeah. And that's it, man. We can get into our outro.
All right, let's do it. What a great show today. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. Shout out to our live crew. I hope you guys have liked the video. I'm sure you know what to do by now. Do share it as well. The video stays up. Thank you for tuning in. Follow us on all our social media pages. The Day After TNB. Comment, like, share our videos, do all that great stuff. Send us voice notes and text if you want to, send in something for asking for friends. Just what would you do? And you can send that into 075-6484-1073. Also join the community. When you join the community, you not only get to, be part of a lit crew, but you can also make suggestions for stuff you want to see on the show or things you want us to talk about, things of that nature. And you do that by searching it in your browser, community.thenewblack.com. If you would like to inquire about the show or feature on the show, email the team thedayafter@thenewblack.com. We'll be back here tomorrow for our favorite day, Friday. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.
See ya.